It's Operation Babble with Myke Shrews. It's pop culture, music, movies, TV too. It's time to explore life. It's Operation Babble time.
Oh, hold on to your butts. So we about to do this.
We're about to
Hello,
do what?
each other. Hello, sir. I guess
Good.
sirs for the people
Sirs.
who can't see our faces.
So I have to assume that Tivis, your picture is inspired from last week's episode.
Oh yeah.
Yes. What killed the dinosaur? So that was one of the things I wanted to start off with today. Tivis, I can't do it via the internet, but check your mail. I'm gonna send you an apology for being so mean to you last time, but it was in jest. I have made you a bigot sandwich, and it is steak. So I hope you accept it in my sincere apologies.
What the fuck did I miss?
As far as I know, you
Tivis.
don't have anything to apologize for, man.
Tivis, do you understand the reference for bigot sandwiches?
Oh God, I know you're gonna tell me, and I'm gonna kick myself, but
Yes, you are.
going over my damn head.
Because you and I have been talking about this for weeks now.
Oh
I
boy.
know.
He's
He's
fucking
typing it
Googling bigot
Oh, son of a
sandwiches.
bitch.
He Googled fucking
God
bigot
damn it.
sandwich. Okay.
Tivis,
You know what, Tivis?
You need a quieter keyboard because this is
No,
this
I
is
can't
what you
have- I
sound
got the
like. It
gaming
sounds
mic.
like
Yep,
you
needs
do one of these, and you're just like,
I'm gonna take a picture of my setup so you can
he
see
needs
what
his
I'm working.
tactile. He needs his tactile fucking what is it? Razer keyboard and with the multicolors on it and
That's
his fast keys. So Tivis, just so I don't make you feel too bad. What's that reference from?
Last of Us 2.
Yes, it is. Because why Seth tried to apologize for calling Ellie and Dina loudmouth dykes.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, I would eat a bigot sandwich.
So Tivis just sent me a picture of his keyboard.
Oh my God, that's fucking hilarious. Well, you
I
better
am on a dinner tray. Not a dinner tray, a stand.
Okay, like a little table. Yeah.
Yeah, a little table. So
fold out.
it's right in front of me. And with my gaming mic, every time I lean down to type, my head gets closer.
That's so funny. He's just like, I got to get it nice and close so I can see what the actual letters are.
You can see my Disney Infinity set up there in the corner.
Oh, good Lord.
See, if you got like a small keyboard, like this guy here, this little Apple keyboard, even if you are running a PC, it will work on an PC. So
This is true.
Someone bought me one of those laser keyboard things, and they work for shit.
like the
Oof.
thing where you just type on your desk or whatever.
Yeah,
it
it's
projects the keyboard
yeah.
and tries to guess where your
I've
fingers are.
always
To be
wondered if
fair,
those
did
work
you
at
really
all.
think those were going to work that great? The fact that they work at all is impressive to me.
No, I didn't expect it to, but I had to try it. I mean,
I
it's like,
Well, of
have-
course. I totally
Yeah.
agree. I would love to try one, but it's like I would assume it sucks. I mean, fuck, man, you put tempered glass in the front of your iPhone and fucking that can barely register. Speaking of, can we have Mike, god damn it, Michael. I need to have a fuck you Apple right now.
Uh,
If
I
you
don't
baby
have that.
cry me right now, I'll fucking kill you. I will shut down right now and I will turn my mics off. Okay, I can work with that. That's fine because I know nobody cares. But I'm still bitching because I did update my iPhone like 6 months ago. Fucking humble brag. And reluctantly, to be fair, I liked my 6S. I was very happy with my 6S. I still use that as my primary phone when I'm home. The headphone jack is still gone. I knew that wasn't going to change overnight. I'm still mad. But my new issue is that I don't know what the fuck happened, but apparently if you just stop using your app for like more than 5 minutes, the phone just auto closes it. And that annoys the absolute shit
what
out of me.
phone do you have?
iPhone 11, I think. It's the one that only has like the 2 cameras on it, not the like 3.
Oh,
So that'd
Um,
be.
It's like the 10 or 11.
Yeah,
I
I think
ha- I
it's
s-
less than 11 has those.
Yeah.
So
no,
10.
because I have the 10, and there's only
Really?
one camera on it.
So I think I have the 11. Not like
What's
the
the newest?
X. The X.
Yeah, that
iPhone
might be it.
X.
That might be it.
No, that's the 10.
That is the 10.
Oh,
fucking
sorry.
X is 10, dude.
Well, no, because they always put the S at the end, so I don't know if it's like 11X or S or whatever.
Right. Oh, XS. No, they have X. They started doing plus.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Yeah, kill me.
Because
then you
they
could get
had,
like the bigger size.
Yeah,
right?
the bigger ones. Because there was the iPhone 8, iPhone 8 Plus.
But
iPhone
anyway,
X, iPhone
this
XR
isn't even-
is what it is. Is the
this
XR?
is not- That actually might be it. It's not even a fucking hardware problem. This one's a software problem. Fucking don't close my apps. Like, I like running them in the background. And especially a lot of times, like I'm listening to, because since I have YouTube Premium, right? I can close YouTube and listen to the audio still. Only feature worth buying on YouTube Premium unless you want to watch some of their original shit. Well, and you can download stuff. My whole thing is that if I go on like Twitter or do something and like, or Instagram, and you watch a video and it'll auto stop YouTube to play the video.
Yeah.
If I watch that video for like 2 minutes, usually I could close out and it would just jump back to the audio that I was listening to in YouTube. Nope.
I've never had that issue.
It straight up closes the YouTube program and I have to reload it. And I understand this is very much a first world problem. But the problem is that my cellular carrier or whatever, they blow complete anus. So when I'm at a place that has Wi-Fi, I can load up, because a lot of the videos I listen to tend to be like 2 to 4 hours or even longer.
Mhm.
If you're on Wi-Fi, it auto loads a lot of stuff. So it would just keep playing. I don't have to reload anything. Now, if it closes the app, I have to start from scratch. So not only do I have to use my shitty cellular data to not only reopen the fucking app in the first place, but then to get back to the video and then start loading from there. It sounds really dumb, but trust me, it wastes a lot of time. When you do it, like, it pretty much wastes about 5 minutes of my life every single time they do it. And when it happens, I mean, pretty much 100% of the time, it's like, fuck off.
So, get a new phone.
Dude, I need
my
to move
phone
to
doesn't
Android.
do that.
I need
so
to
I don't know what's
move
up with
to.
that.
I need to move to Android. I have to. I'm really trying to get away from Apple. I really
people
want to
keep-
build a PC.
People keep trying to get me to move to Android, but it's like
I
everything's so
want to-
integrated already for me,
Well,
and that's how they get you. I understand
yes,
that, people.
that's
I'm
totally
not
how,
fucking
yeah.
retarded.
Well, I'm
But,
screwed because due to our school, they gave us essentially like a lifetime thing to like the Adobe Suites and like Final Cut and shit.
Well, that's because they gave it to us before it went to the membership.
Exactly. But we have a lifetime. As long as we have our user code,
Yeah.
we can redo it. We can call them and they'll give it back to us. Problem is if I move over to PC, I have to rebuy all those programs, and those suites are fucking expensive. You're talking 500 plus for most of them. Adobe Suites, man.
For Adobe Suites, we pay $50 a month.
Well, see, that's monthly. I would just buy it outright. That's
Oh yeah,
kinda-
yeah. But when
I'm
you
that
buy it
guy.
outright, you can't keep updating it, and you don't get all the shit. You're only
That's-
paying for specific programs.
Well, but then
When
you
you have the
but you
suite,
could just buy the extra programs as they come, which
but
I would
then you're
actually
spending
prefer.
even more money.
Nah, but see, I would make the argument that then they won't auto update me, which is a huge fucking problem for me.
Yeah.
Final Cut has fucked me on multiple occasions because they auto updated with
Final
the
Cut. Final Cut. What
X?
Oh, yeah, I don't fucking use that.
Oh, I usually use Adobe. I prefer
Adobe?
Adobe Premiere Pro. I actually do prefer because it gives you a lot more free use.
Yeah.
But the problem with X is that it's quick. And when you're doing gameplay videos, it's way more useful because really what I'm usually doing with my gameplay stuff is I'm only either adding clip art or text and just removing scenes. So,
So-
snapping itself is awesome.
It's funny, guys, because here's some fun tidbit information about me and John. When we were in school, when we were doing
Yes.
everything before, you were big on using Premiere over everything else.
Mhm.
And even though they gave us Final Cut, I loved using Avid. And I even got
Yeah.
Avid because Avid is fucking dope. I love the fact that now you're using Final Cut and I'm using Premiere.
Well, it's totally because of what I'm making.
Right. When you're doing quick edits, Final Cut X is like the easiest
Well,
thing for you.
And the multicam feature is really fucking awesome. I don't do a ton of multicam, but I've gotten to use it a couple of times, and it was really fucking useful. And they have a lot of like quick, like little editing tools that are just. It's just for a basic ass gameplay video. It's so superior. Like I feel really bad to say it. That snap feature is huge.
Right.
But with Adobe Premiere, like if you're doing something non-linear, like any type of narrative or something like that, like that music video contest submission I did for Imagine Dragons Believer, I did that on Adobe because it was their thing.
I think
so I got
Tivis is getting bored. He's over there singing.
I know,
hear
I feel
him.
bad for him.
No, you said the song and it popped in my head now.
First things first, something. I touched a butt. So, Dolph Lundgren, yay. So yeah, that was fun to use, but the problem is like you get a lot of freedom there, but when you're trying to do something relatively quick, having to like constantly render and pull stuff over and do all this shit constantly, it's really annoying. If you're just trying to do essentially like gameplay videos or like I don't know, like
when you just need to sync audio up and put a cover over it or some shit, it's
pretty
a lot
much
faster
like
with
you're
that.
just shortening or lengthening.
The
like,
best thing with Premiere is the integration with After Effects
Yes.
and Audition, where you can
Yep.
go in and edit the audio individually.
Absolutely.
You can transfer back and over without having to render it out each time to go to each spot.
Exactly.
That's the best thing about it.
I totally agree. I think both have their merits. I would still, if it were me, I'd still be fucking using Final Cut 7.
Today on the editing podcast.
I know, right? But yeah.
So here, okay.
I'm done. That was totally my.
Okay.
I'm done bitching about Apple.
Okay.
That was my big. That was my.
I was
big
like,
fucking
we're
complaint.
like only 10 minutes in, and John's already on something completely.
I said before we started, I was going to get this out of the way
Yeah.
before.
All right,
I
well,
could complain about Office. They pissed me off.
Do it.
do you use
Office? What are you,
365?
50?
Well, here. All
Do
right.
it.
So when
Do
I
it.
was going to get my programming degree, they told us, we need to use the most recent version, which at the time was 2013. Well, if you upgrade one thing to 2013, it locked you out of all the other programs. I had bought access to their database, basically I got access to all of their shit, and all of a sudden, because of that one class, made me jump to 2013 Project Planner, whatever I forget what it's called now. But why would you do that?
Oh, easy, because they know that a lot of those programs they're like needed ASAP, so some people will just straight up buy it.
What pisses me off is I got access to Access literally 2 months, and it cost $100. So I was at $100 with a program I can't even use anymore.
Yep, get fucked.
Yeah.
Dude, did you hear? I don't know if I told you, or did you hear the podcast where I fucking updated to try and fix a couple of my programs, and my computer just straight up locked me out?
Jesus.
I couldn't even get past the opening screen, so I had to call in and told them I have a backup. So I need you to tell me how to essentially wipe my computer and restart from the beginning. I lost so many fucking projects. It sucked, dude. It sucks so hard.
I do that every so often with the old iMac that we have. It's a 2011 or 12.
Yeah.
But it's the skinny guys, so it still runs really good.
Oh,
but
fat shaming computer, huh?
Right. but every like 2 years I have to completely wipe it. So we rarely ever save anything on there anyways. We put it all on externals or in Dropbox, so it saves everywhere.
Oh, it's going to be interesting because I'm running through externals right now. Like tomorrow,
Yeah.
I'm probably going to go grab like 2 4-terabyte hard drives because Tivis and I are in fucking archive mode because fucking Warner Media like is essentially torpedoing Rooster Teeth's archives right now, which again, not only did I call,
Are they like just
a while
trying to
ago.
get rid of old like the content that they deem
Things
offensive or some shit?
that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
And when you're gamers, what's more offensive than gamer talk?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I had this talk with Myke actually this morning about getting rid of content just because it doesn't fit today's standards, and the whole topic came up because he was like, well, one of my friends said that TikTok is going to be banned.
Yes.
And like honestly, I don't care, but because I don't use TikTok, but I do care. And I told him, you shouldn't think that's a good idea, buddy, because when they start looking at banning specific things, just because you don't like it, it's only a matter of time until they start banning the shit that you
The stuff
like.
you like. Ooh, I love that. No, that's 100%. It's the slippery slope mentality. And people used to make fun of that idea decades ago. And now we're literally in the timeline where we are experiencing that.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things
one
where
of the things that I'm trying to get into, at least my kids' heads. And like I've heard other parents talk about like things are gonna get banned, cool, and then their kids are sitting right there in front of them. I'm like, you're fucking retarded. Don't teach our youth that shit. Like,
because then they don't want to innovate. They're too scared. They're too scared to push the envelope. And how do you think we got to where we are? It's because people pushed the envelope and they tested the waters.
Why do you think they're doing all the remakes they're doing so that they can get rid of all the old shit?
Exactly.
And make it non-existent
and make it bland and boring and gray. And and they're doing a fucking brilliant job of it. I mean, it's really difficult because and we've had this talk before, and I've heard it from a few people, and even somebody at work who's a fan, and he's a newer fan. He like popped in like in the last 5 years. I'm like, he's a Ruby fan, and I'm like, oh well, that makes sense why you're an idiot.
I like Ruby.
I like the first 3 seasons. Once Monty died, the show is not very good, and the character designs suck, and it's not the same show. It's awful. Anyway,
I thought the animation got better.
I think Ruby's animation obviously got better on a technical standpoint. I think their character design got really lame. And just if you want to look at Yang as a perfect example of what I'm talking about, she's a perfect example. It was people who dialed back and didn't care about what Monty's vision was. They cared about how do we stay relevant and how do we pander. And that was only in season 4 and 5. Like, it was crazy. I jumped out at 4. My whole thing is that this whole idea, it's their content, they can do whatever they want. I go, you need to be a little careful with that. Like, some movies I can kind of understand maybe, but you need to also understand that when it comes to like shit like Game of Thrones that was like 10 years long, or you look at Rooster Teeth, which is almost at 20 years now as a company, which they won't get to 25. They built their company on the idea of a internet community. We're all fans, and they pulled people. 90% of the people that worked there were either people who started there, worked with somebody that they knew, or they pulled them from the community because they made content for the website. And then they brought them in as actual workers. That disappeared when Full Screen bought them out. It was pretty much right when Laser Team came out, they became a different company. And my whole thing is if you remove all of that content, that all of the people who got you to where you are now, man, talk about a huge fuck you. Because that's not only saying, well, we don't believe in the content that we made. Well, yeah, because half of your founders are gone. So first of all, that looks pretty shitty. Second, you go, oh, so you deem this to be offensive and bad. So anybody who liked this content and made this company the way it is now, you're also bad because you like this content.
Here's
And
the
then
best
we're
thing.
chastised for it disappearing.
Here's the best thing about this whole thing, though, is they want to get rid of content that they don't like, right?
Yes.
They bought this company. They bought Rooster Teeth because it is big. It got big because of the content that they had done in the
not
past.
only Rooster Teeth, they all the stuff they've acquired since. The Screw Attack, a lot of their stuff is just vanished. You try to find their old podcast, good luck.
Do they still do the slow-mo guys? Was that Rooster Teeth?
That was a different.
That's
different.
Those
subdivision?
Those not even. Gavin just happens to be a personality within the company.
Okay, so then he went and did the slow-mo guys.
But he did slow-mo guys is his thing. And
it was created to help him get to Rooster Teeth, and now basically Rooster Teeth is the side gig to slow-mo guys.
He's like one of the very few people that can actually use one of those, the high-speed cameras and shit, right?
Phantoms,
oh yeah.
He's considered one of the top 10 runners of that camera in the entire world. Not even just like countries or anything.
Right.
He comes across as a little aloof, but you get him talking about camera tech and like he becomes the most brilliant person you've ever spoken to.
Well, we've all talked about we've dated that person or somebody, we've met that person that is either street smart or book smart. That kind of joke.
Yeah.
Gavin on face value seems like a big dope, but he's like his brain's always moving.
Mm-hmm.
And he can't articulate himself correctly constantly. But then when you get him on the idea of like filmmaking, the dude, like he was trained by some of the best British filmmakers.
I think before we dive more into this talk, it would be really cool to get your buddy back on to talk about this. Philip, right?
Oh, Span. Yeah. The only reason why I want to be careful about that is because he does currently work there.
You don't want to get him in trouble.
But he can talk vaguely.
Yeah.
And before we go any further, I want to circle back to our topic last week. All the fans out there who were saying, yes, it is their content. They do own it. But we're allowed to be disappointed. Stop telling us to shut up.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and you also got to understand there is that fan entitlement because we bought their merch. We bought all of that shit that kept them producing the content that kept us coming back. And the minute you start removing that, it's like punishing us for supporting you. It's literally the idea of like, oh, we're famous now. Go fuck yourself. We don't need you anymore. That's what it feels like. And it's really shitty.
And
I bought all their Red versus Blue DVDs. Yeah, it's not even like they're putting it in a place where, all right, if you want to go get it here, it's not really affiliated with us anymore. But if you want it, so people are like, I'm not kidding you, dude. The minute this broke, all over their website and Twitter and Facebook, everybody who was a fan, they blew up and they're like archiving. They're all telling each other which videos are disappearing on the website. They're like,
there's a Reddit thread currently.
Were they part of HBO Max or no?
They're part of everything. They're just part of the Warner Media.
But they still have their own service.
For now.
They have their own website, which they don't technically own any of that shit anymore. That's why this is happening. They're using a third party to comb through their shit. They're not even doing it.
Right.
So
it happens. Unfortunately, it happens and it sucks because there's so many of these smaller companies that, well, they're not really smaller.
They're
anymore,
not
but
small
still,
at all.
Like the ones that work their asses off to get to where they are right now without being around for 50 to 100 to 80 years or whatever, like the big companies are that we know of. And it's sad to see when they get purchased up. It's because
these big companies don't want the internet presence.
Here's the
thing,
they
don't want that.
It would be like it for people that don't understand like what we're trying to say, I guess, because I don't watch Rooster Teeth. I've seen some of the stuff, but I'm not like a hardcore fan or anything. No. But you guys are. But like what the base premise of this whole thing is, it's not about Rooster Teeth in general. It's about the future of all content.
Absolutely.
Again, like I told my kid, when you let something like this happen without any recourse, it's like boom.
Nothing is safe. Nothing is safe.
It would be like if when Disney purchased Marvel, if they just were like, we're not gonna keep any of the old back issues.
Remember how I said what was going to happen when Disney bought Fox? Guess what they just did? They just halted production on 4K discs for all of Fox's titles.
I thought that was all hard media for the Foxes.
It's just 4K.
Okay.
Ultra HD, but that's the start. They
Right.
don't want that. They want you to go to the streaming services for those archives. It's exactly what I said was going to happen.
Right.
And now, if you can only get it digitally, if they alter it, you'll never know. Especially if you never seen
if
the
you
movie
never
before.
saw it, yeah. And even if you did see it,
Star Wars.
sometimes people
Star Wars,
will
great example.
forget shit about it. So
And look, my whole thing is this fan entitlement. It should exist. Absolutely, I don't give a shit. Gatekeeping should exist at this point now. We're watching it with Avatar Airbender now, with people watching it on Netflix. The woke culture people talking about how people don't like Korra because
it's really
she's
funny.
not as cool as Aang and shit. But you know, those talks never happened until it became a Netflix show.
I want people to it's really okay. So
Here we
Netflix
go.
has this show. Netflix has this show called The Politician.
Oh,
The first season is it takes place with them all in high school. The second season is a lot scarier because of all the political truth bombs that they have in that shit. Because he's running for state senate. But the first season it's like school president or whatever.
It's like a kid version of House of Cards or something.
Yeah. No, because it's humorous, but it's also like it's interesting because they make fun of like the woke people and shit. Even though it's like a really like progressive show, I would say it's a very progressive show.
Sure.
But they're also making fun of that at the same time, and like they have characters that are playing like specific
like Knives
breeds
Out.
of people, that, like, you know, the hardcore activists here and the
Like
hardcore
Knives
woke
Out.
people and shit like that.
Just cartoon characters essentially.
But it's done really well. I think it's one of the writers or creators of the show is married to Pepper Potts. Fucking what's her name?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow. So
the
she's
vagina candle lady.
Yeah. Which when she's acting in the show, I straight see like it's her for real in real life. But she plays the main character's mom in the show, and it's really freaking done well. Like it's
like you can make the argument for like
that.
you can make the argument for like Parks and Rec. I think it's the same thing. It's just because they do it in a comedy, like hyperbolic thing, you kind of give it a pass because it's like it's more satire parody. But the problem is that oh man, it's totally kind of what it's like. The Office is a great example too. Like that shit happens, but they're doing it on a insane scale.
Especially in the first season of this show, anyways, they actually take from real life with a character that they developed.
There you go.
She's based off of a person in real life, except they like did the Quentin Tarantino altered the ending of her story type thing, you know. Where and of course they gave her a different name, but you can tell she's based off of this real life person who, spoilers, in real life killed her mom or had her mom killed, I should say.
Don't do it. Oh no, Hillary Clinton? No. Jeffrey Epstein? No. Sorry, I heard Tivis breathing.
I
background.
laughed.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought you had something.
My face.
He's like, oh, I can't be here. Epstein's name was said.
But like because Tivis helped.
What?
No. It's a difficult conversation to have with the fandom shit. It's like again, you have to understand people act like it's like just because you popped in like in the last year or something, or like maybe you like here's a good example. With me, I didn't give a fuck about Game of Thrones, dude. Everybody's talking about it. It's all over the place. I didn't get into it until the third season. And here's the funny part. This is why I used it. The third season's about to come out. I don't care. Fucking Michael has the first 2 seasons on Blu-ray. He's never watched them. The only reason why I ever watched them was because I was dog sitting for him. And I had to be nice and stay like for a couple hours. I'm like, well, okay, I got to let him out a couple of times. So what I'll do, I'll just watch Game of Thrones while I'm here.
Yeah.
I blazed through both seasons in less than a week, and the show is fucking amazing. And then you could just watch it get worse and worse and worse. And it's like, well, of course I got pissed off. I invested, and every year when the next season would come out, I'd rewatch the seasons because I wanted to be up to date. I did it with Breaking Bad. I binged all of Breaking Bad.
I still have yet to watch that show. And I own
Well,
it.
final season was coming out. I finished the entire show and caught up to the 3rd episode release of the final season. And I was so fucking invested.
Mhm.
And it might even be a little bit harder for me because it was like this idea of I'm in the story. I know everything that's going on. Some people could lose it week to week to week, or even after waiting for a year. And if they don't rewatch it, they're like, yeah, this is fine. I go, wait, no. I saw this episode last week. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? And when you have moments like that, you need to figure out who's like watching it just to be entertained and walk away and call it a day versus the people who really, really like are invested.
Mhm.
And I'm a guy that if I really enjoy something, I'm fucking invested. Like I'm gonna buy merch. I'm gonna make sure I watch it multiple times, that kind of stuff.
I want to use this too to kind of segue into like the main thing for today.
Well,
Yes.
before we
go
move,
ahead.
All right. So before anyone gets all but they're
I liked it.
Oh
They're
man.
not removing everything. Some stuff is getting removed for now to get a disclaimer added onto the front. To get edited, some stuff taken
Yes.
out, and then there is going to be a small portion that's just going to be gone forever. And that is the part we're not happy about. And I'm of the mindset, at least for me, we're people. We make mistakes. Human error. It exists.
Yep.
I've used
times
gay
change.
and retarded as derogatory. I still slip up and sometimes say retarded. And
Shit's
I
gay,
don't
bro.
want that stuff
It's
erased.
about
from history.
context.
I want people to see what I used to be and what I am now and see how much I've grown.
Yeah.
And I think that as a company, they should do the same. But,
Yeah.
obviously not everyone agrees with that mindset.
Well, not only
But
about
it's
that,
okay
it's
for them to keep
context.
their racist cartoons on Warner Brothers right now too, and just put a
Exactly.
tag at the beginning.
Well, and that argument is annoying as hell too. Oh, those were
Yep.
made, 60-something years. Well,
Right.
look, a decade, so much can change. So don't
20
act
years
like,
ago,
oh, that's
things were
not that long
completely
ago.
different.
Or even just go across the pond, my dude, and go to like the UK. If somebody called me a faggot, I'd be like, am I a cigarette? Am I a food? Like, am I a bundle of sticks? Like, what am I?
Think about how you are right now. Think about yourself 10 years ago. Do you have the same mindset?
Right? And even like, because people go, well, when you were 20, you were an adult. I'm like, yeah, and like, what does that fucking have to matter? Like, I don't know. You think some guy
20
loses?
at 20, you can't even buy cigarettes anymore. So shut the fuck up.
Dude, oh my god, I still can't believe that's a thing. Holy shit. But yeah, I just again,
You know what else you can do at 20? You can also serve in the army, but you can't fucking drink. So
that's insane. You can literally give your life, but you can't have a fucking bev anyway.
And
no, I mean, not that they don't get to drink anyways, because
Yeah.
but still.
Go ahead, Tivis. I'm gonna probably
Yeah,
try and close this out and move to the
Yeah,
next
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
oh,
Let's
well,
get out
I
of
was
this.
gonna say something a little different.
Well, go ahead.
Your Gwyneth Paltrow remind me. I actually heard a story of one of her early works that didn't get picked up last night
Vagina candles?
Okay.
while listening to the Fake Doctors Real Friends podcast. The Zach and Donald Scrubs. One of Zach Braff's first works was a show where it was Gwyneth Paltrow, and I forget who they said it, but I forget the male lead. And the whole premise of the pilot was he had a screwed up circumcision as a kid, so he just had surgery to get it fixed. So
Mhm.
he couldn't allow himself to get excited, and so he's the football guy, sports ball, and she's the head cheerleader, and they're dating. They get stuck in the mascot, and he's basically got his face right up to
Yeah,
her,
boobs.
and she's bent over, and he's like trying not to have his stitches pop, and
They did that in an episode of Scrubs
Yeah.
when Dr. Cox had to have his like second vasectomy.
Yeah.
but I just they're like Donald goes, that show wasn't picked up, Yeah, I know.
So wait, did they shoot it?
They shot an entire
Why
pilot.
did you say it like that? Did they shoot it?
Did they shoot it?
Can I get the sound? I want the soundboard for that.
It's
if my power goes out, I'm sorry. I'll just keep talking into my external mic because I have
my
the
power
external
was going
mics
out all
on. The
yesterday.
external mic I keep on a backup just in case.
You keep
Yeah.
looking off to the side. What is there like some kind of?
He's got
It's-
lightning out
it's
there,
my-
probably.
Yeah, it's fucking 10 a.m. here, and it looks like it's fucking 4 a.m. It's
Oh.
darkish. It's dark as shit
Yeah.
outside, and I'm hearing wind blowing.
Does
A
it
little
say you
nervous.
look like your
It's a
your
little
fuse
worrying.
box has some sparks coming off of it or something over there?
It's a little worrying. I'm not gonna lie.
Just touch everything that's metal.
Yes, please.
Become the Flash.
But I guess again, my last thing is I think fan entitlement should be a thing. There's a difference between being a fan who's overtly obsessed to a point where they make it not fun versus somebody who's been invested for a very long time and is just really disappointed in how it pursues. Because like, look at me, like Jurassic Park, Terminator, Star Wars. I don't have lightsabers and shit hung all over my wall, but I didn't realize how much I cared about these characters until I watched a bunch of movies made by people who obviously didn't give a shit. And like,
Right.
who am I to tell the people who have all of that gear from the OT going, the new shit is terrible? And I go, well, obviously you don't like it because apparently a lot of people don't like it. So I would value your opinion in a discussion faster than I would somebody who just started watching it.
Can I also say I would value someone's opinion better in the discussion when they don't bring up box office numbers?
Oh,
Because
fuck. Or how
that's
many
the
are,
worst offensive for a fucking
And I'm
movie
sorry,
that
I
it was
don't-
good.
person I'm going to be person I'm bringing this up. And it's fine to use it as a metric, but don't use it as your actual argument.
When you're
I do it
discussing
to troll.
when you're
I do it to troll
discussing
one of my friends.
But
when you're
but here's
discussing
my
the
other favorite one.
technicality of the film. Like, is
Exactly.
the film good? Like,
Here's my-
was it a good film?
Here's
It
my
making
favorite
$1
part.
billion does not make it a good film. That just
Exactly.
means the marketing was good for it. The marketing was very, very well done.
Here's my favorite, and I don't know if you listen, I doubt it, but if you do, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to do this to be mean because you're one of the billion people I've heard use this argument. When you talk about shitty writing or something that's not quite right about it, and their move is, well, how many movies have you made? How many scripts have you written? It's like, first of all, that's extremely regressive.
Oh, I hate that.
You can't think, first of all, to devalue something like that is insane. 2, you don't fucking know me. For all you know, I've published 20 books. Does that change my opinion? If I were to tell you, yes, I've published 25 books, you would still go, well, I still hate your opinions. It doesn't matter. It didn't change anything. You were just doing it.
It's just
to
a condescending
try and
statement. That's all it is.
Exactly. You were trying to devalue me.
Right.
So then my argument is, I don't need to be Gordon Ramsay, a renowned chef, to know when you over or undercooked my food. I don't need to be a carpenter to know when you built a table or a chair that does not work. Can I get into the super details of it? Probably not, but I could read a book or watch a couple of YouTube videos on it and prove to you from an expert. What do you think schooling is, you fucking dipshit? Like, I am not versed in something. I go somewhere to get versed in it from an expert, right?
Mm-hmm.
YouTube is now that thing. If I listen to 3 or 4 people who have worked on this stuff or have mechanically broken things down, who know a fuck ton more than me, and they all say the same thing, at what point am I wrong by saying that I believe these 3? You know what I mean? And it's like, after I say that, it's like, well, I didn't watch them. I'm like, then go watch them. Figure out both sides. Compare them. Do you think you're right? Do you think you're wrong?
Mm.
You know, and to devalue a conversation when we're all trying to do that on a weekly basis seems really fucking stupid. Like, when we're trying to be critics of these things that are being made, it's like, why are you trying to devalue the thing that you are trying to make money from doing? And also, then let's apply that to all aspects, right? If you're talking about sports, the quarterback couldn't do this or this, and he throws like it's like, okay, so how many NFL games did you start for quarterback as?
Quarterback, that's what he was.
But you see, but they'll look at me and go, but that's not the same. I'm like, how so? It's the exact same argument. It's regressive, it's lame, and it just means that either you're butthurt because I don't like something that you like, or you've ran out of arguments. And either way, it makes you look petty. And it's bad. It's a bad thing to do. It's a bad precedent to set.
That is the most illogical attitude.
Entertainment is subjective, and people just have to remember it.
Well, they're both. It's both. Entertainment's both. Well, I guess being entertained is subjective.
Yeah.
How
that's
you
what I-
how you get that response is objective.
Entertainment. No,
'Cause I can-
entertainment could be the technicality of making said entertainment.
That's what I'm
is
saying.
not
Like,
subjective.
like if I told you something was boring, that's subjective.
To an
But if I
extent, though,
gave,
because even at the creative point, technically creating the project, like there has to be something that goes against the grain to make art different eventually, to
How do you mean?
evolve art, like different
wait,
filmmaking
whoa,
types.
whoa, calm down.
So
What?
okay, so all right, like you have your basic. This is how a film is made. You know, your
Yes.
3-structure act or whatever.
Yes,
But there are films out there that can go without doing
Quentin Tarantino
the
does
basic 3 structures, right? Like
Yeah.
Quentin
that. It's
Tarantino,
non-linear. It's,
It's-
Memento or
right? But
Primer.
there's always room for filmmakers to make something not in the traditional sense of filmmaking,
absolutely not.
so it can't be critiqued as like
French
all
shit,
other
yeah.
technical aspects of a film. So that's basic, you know.
But what I-
Otherwise, films will never evolve.
Well, I don't necessarily know that stories need to evolve that much. I know that sounds like a weird statement, but we've been telling stories the same way for hundreds of thousands of years.
And maybe it's time to change that.
Well, people do, like we said, with the
Yeah.
nonlinear aspect of
Yeah.
delivering it. But you can't. I mean, fucking good luck doing that. Like when you're changing POVs constantly. Like Game of Thrones is a good book where you can see POVs constantly changing.
World War Z.
But World
Yeah.
War Z is great, but those are
that's-
anthologies.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say that's an anthology.
The
Last of Us
pro-
2?
Well, see, here's the thing. I'm trying to go but I'm trying to go non-visual, because
So you
it's
have-
very difficult to not. If you're a reader, and it could be difficult.
Here, non-visual, they have podcasts now where they tell stories or movies in
Yes.
with different characters, of course. It's actually really good. The Sandman. Oh my god, I started listening to
Yeah,
that.
like I
Holy
said,
fuck, dude.
because you're jumping from POV or timelines or like.
Yeah.
These people are doing the Lord of the Rings kind of does it. Like we jump over to Frodo and him. We jump back to over these
Yes,
people.
yeah.
Shit like that. And you need to understand that like that can be difficult if you're not super engaged. But you'd like to think if you're reading a book, you're fucking engaged. With
Right, right.
with a film or a movie, you need to be careful because people might not be paying attention, and if you miss something and you jump back 2 years later, it's like who the fuck am I watching right now? Because
Right.
the whole point is they should look a little different. The surroundings should look different. Dialogue
So-
should probably be a little different because 5 or 10
Yeah.
years have passed. It's just something to think about.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Last of Us 2 does a fucking ton of it, and it can be very confusing. And I'm even a guy who believes that if they restructured that better, the game, at least the narrative. I don't know about the gameplay. Kind of sucks dick, but
I have literally sat down and tried to write a story in a structure that I have not seen a story done.
oh
And
god.
in doing so, I end up making a story in a structure that has been done already in some
But you have
fashion.
you have to understand that you could still write that story,
Mhm.
right? Write it in the basic 3 acts,
Yeah.
right? But you could deliver it completely
Oh
different.
yeah,
Like
definitely.
because you could do, because people, these are some of my favorite things is when people take like Memento
Mhm.
or they take Pulp Fiction and they recut it to be chronological.
Right.
And sometimes the film actually doesn't hold up. It's not quite
Here's-
as entertaining, but it's neat to watch it.
Here's
that
what
way,
I want to
but
do
it's
for
not
a
as
film.
entertaining.
For a film,
Quote,
one
unquote.
of these years of my life, I want to write the character bios for all the characters out. Okay.
Yeah.
As an experimental film,
Sure.
just to see
Sure,
how
sure,
it fucks
sure.
up.
Sure.
Write all the bios out for the characters, give them to the people that we cast out. The
And have them
script,
come back with what they would do.
no.
Oh,
Maybe.
okay.
The script would be this. You would have what happens at the very beginning, like an intro. We're not going to write the dialogue or nothing. Like, this is what has to happen at the beginning. This is what has to happen at the middle. And this is the climax of the film. The rest of it, we just go and do it.
I want you to know this right now. That you've pretty much explained what reality TV is now.
I was thinking more wrestling, like.
Oh yeah, a little bit like that. Yeah. No, exactly.
At least wrestling before Vince McMahon decided he had to write every second of it. So
yeah, you'd be really surprised, dude. I would say by accident. I think you just described reality TV, like Keeping Up with the Kardashians feels exactly like that.
But I wouldn't want. Don't fucking put me in reality TV. It's documentary.
You did though. I'm sorry. Or mockumentary. It kind of feels like that even.
Yeah. Actually, no. Now that I think of it, it's kind of like what Trailer Park Boys does. At least when I worked on it, like they had a
Jackass,
basis,
maybe even.
Yeah, like they were literally
Bad
writing
Grandpa.
the
I
scripts
think
on
did
the
that.
way
Bad
to the
Grandpa
shoot.
essentially did that.
Did they?
Yeah, that's part of the Jackass.
Yeah,
franchise.
because they do.
Which
like
I would
a
just
lot
argue
of,
it's Jackass.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
he's in Grandpa
yeah.
mode with the narrative. Okay, but I will get us off this because I'm sorry I deterred from
I actually
your
have
actual
a
thing.
thing to finish this off when you're done.
Let me show you.
Yeah.
Oh no, go ahead and finish it off because I have a fun thing to show.
Okay, cool. All right, so to finish this whole thing off right here, I don't know how the fuck we got into all this other stuff. But,
it's my fault. It's always my fucking
dude
fault.
that is on
entertaining.
Twitter. What was that, Tivis?
Oh, I was just saying this has been entertaining for me to listen to.
Is there a button you have, Michael, to sum that up for him, or?
Oh,
Yeah.
I liked it.
You never should have given me permission on the last cast to make you a
I was
soundbite.
joking.
You shouldn't have done it, man. I'm terrified of the one that he's going to
proof.
give me. I am terrified of the one he's going to finally fucking do to me. I would argue it's the crying baby sound is me.
I'm secretly having Hannah record you at night, and I'm just looking for the best soundbite.
Yeah, all you're going to hear is either snoring or please don't leave me.
Can we do it tonight?
No, actually, surprisingly, fucking humble. No, not even humble brag.
Stop humble bragging.
Super fucking brag. I get laid damn near every day. It's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty cool.
So you're like a dolphin. Never mind.
No, because they're bad. They get LSD hand jobs sometimes.
Dolphins?
Did you know that? Did you know that was a thing?
Yeah.
Aren't dolphins like orgy things too? Don't
What?
they do orgies? Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Anyways,
and they also
Excuse me?
What's that, Tivis?
They rape buoys too, I believe.
Yeah.
No, there was a drug test back in the 80s where some girl was given
Let's move on.
hand jobs. Okay, sorry.
Also on
true,
Twitter
by the way.
yesterday, Tivis,
God.
you might have seen this.
Not this
John, I know
cesspool.
you haven't because you're blocked.
Oh, I thought you called me black. I'm like, what? Excuse me?
Wow.
I'll be honest, I heard that too.
Wow. Okay. John was blocked, not
Okay,
black.
there we go. Nailed it.
He said,
But
this guy asked, why is liking...
Oh, fuck me.
Okay, he does misspell, so I'm going to say it how it should say it. It says, why is liking or defending a certain film, actor, or IP part of some people's personality? And I'm going to tell you what I said.
Okay.
Just, and this is literally how I wrote it. I said, simple answer. Things mean more to others in ways some will never know or understand.
Yep.
Maybe the film touched them. Maybe the actor did something, or the character they played
Also,
that they
touched them, Kevin
remember
Spacey.
and was a big part of them growing as a person. So many variables and something that's different for each individual. And then, of course, Twitter doesn't let you write more than that. But that's what I wrote. And I'm curious, what are your guys, each person? And I want Tivis to go first, John, because you've basically said that your entire life.
Yeah.
So, Tivis, can you answer that question?
of what I will like
Why- Why is liking or defending a certain actor, film, or IP part of people's personalities? Like, why do you think that some people are like that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think it can be summed up much better than what you said. It just spoke to a person,
Right.
and it could also be like maybe they're having a rough patch, and it made them, really happy, and it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Like, I wouldn't say I was going through a rough patch, but Mr. Magoo, Mr. Bean's Vacation.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about that film, but I put that on, and I'm just instantly happy.
Oh,
And
definitely.
it's not an exciting film.
Yeah. I have the same thing. I think back in early 2000s, me and this girl that I was dating for a while, we just broke up. And like that entire summer, I literally just watched Out Cold like over and over and over and over again. And if people don't know what Out Cold is, it's basically a fucking breakup movie.
Yeah.
But it has
Kind of
Zach
reminds me of
Galifianakis in it,
Mallrats.
dude.
It's like Mallrats on a snow slope.
Yes, it's really funny though.
It's fun. I like
young
it.
Zach Galifianakis is in that one. And then the rest of them, I don't think they really went anywhere that I can think of. Yeah, I don't see
Get
any
fucked.
other names on there. But
Yeah,
that
that's-
movie, I like just watched it over and over and over again during breakup summer, until I got laid again. But
Humble brag. See,
I
that's
guess
the humble brag.
in
Right.
short, mine would just be you have an emotional connection to it.
yeah, I can see that. John, what about you?
Easy. You kind of touched on it with the heartbreak thing. I go, you got to remember that you can also not. This is why I fucking hate the internet. Is like if you praise something, you can't seem to overtly praise it. If that makes sense. Nobody gives you a lot of shit if you just fall in line and love something. When you start to be critical of it, that's when you start getting the fucking pushback, and understandably so, because of course
I think, yeah.
you don't want people to hate the thing that you like, or tell you that you're stupid for liking it or something like that.
Right.
Sorry, welcome to the world. That's what's going to happen. But my whole thing is it doesn't always have to be positive. Sometimes it's the negative side, and that's what we're seeing. That's why we're seeing the takedowns. People are offended by things. They trigger something in them, and I hate to use the word trigger, sorry, but it is what happens. Some people can't watch I Spit on Your Grave for obvious fucking reasons.
I just found out there's 5 of those fucking movies.
Dude, I found out there's 3 Deep Blue Sea films, for fuck's sake.
Like, I watched the first I Spit on Your Grave when I was young, really young. And then I watched the remake, and the remake is horrible. I mean, granted, the content in it is horrible, but still.
But see, like,
it's a revenge film. That's all
exactly.
it is.
When you're getting a revenge rape film, I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to have a problem with a rape scene.
I think it's because
ever experienced that,
at least in the original, the one in the 70s, I think it is.
Yeah.
That the rape scene was very in depth. Like they showed everything.
Oh yeah,
it looked like they were fucking like really doing it.
You can get away with a lot of stuff back in the 70s and 80s. Yeah. Nowadays,
exploitation type shit back then.
Well, nowadays we do fucking quick cuts and shit all the time. But
unless you're Lars von Trier, and then you just figure out how to CG people's dicks and stuff.
That'd be awesome.
They literally show penetration.
I wish somebody would CG my dick so I wasn't so tiny. That being said, I forgot I was on camera. Fuck. But okay, so it was funny because I actually had a weird nostalgic rabbit hole this week. Where somebody brought up a Knight Rider remake again because the last one did so well because it did so fucking
and not
well.
the one they announced in 2017. That one's been scrapped.
Well, wasn't the last time they did Knight Rider? It was a TV show.
It was a TV show. Well, they're both
sequel.
TV shows.
No, well, I'm saying the remake was a TV show.
It was like
too.
with a Mustang and shit. And
no,
anyway,
the remake he was like in everything. He went into a car, a truck, a fucking van.
Yeah, that's the
shit.
sequel.
Yeah.
But anyway, didn't do very well. And so they're talking about doing it again. And of course, Mr. Feeney pops up. And then I saw a scene of Eric Matthews, or not Eric, main guy.
Oh yeah, he was the voice of Kit, huh?
Yeah, Mr. Feeney was Kit.
Yeah.
He was also John Adams in 1776, which he said was his proudest role, which I disagree. Mr. Feeney should be his proudest role.
I mean, you can't tell him what his proudest role
exactly,
is.
but you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
That would be toxic fandom.
When I say
Toxic,
inspirational, and this is where I tie it in, is that he goes to some cons and stuff, and he's definitely a lot older at the time, and his wife talks about all the fan mail he got, hundreds of thousands of letters and emails and blah, 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 talking about how they became teachers or became inspired to become a teacher because of Mr. Feeney. And all the, or even some people who were just like, I saw myself in, oh my God, I lost all the characters' names. The bad boy, Sean, like the support that Mr. Feeney gave Sean all the time to better himself and be a better person. Because of that, they changed their lives. Eric being a buffoon. It's like, yeah, I always thought I was that kind of guy and you taught me to be better and blah, blah, blah. I mean, think about that, or think about even Legends of Tomorrow made the joke where how many people were inspired to become archaeologists because of Indiana Jones. How many people wanted to go work for NASA because of Star Trek and Star Wars and all that stuff? I mean, I'll give Star Trek more than the NASA push. But of course, these people will put their personality.
People actually went into
this.
engineering because of Star Trek.
That too, and then just take
medical
all
even.
But then I'd make the argument, go through all of those and then get into big budget stuff and go, how many people became filmmakers?
Right.
And it shaped their lives. I go, of course it's a part of them because they identified with the material and based their life and moved and got inspired because of said details.
Yeah.
To devalue something that is so beloved over decades versus some fucking remake that nobody gives a shit about. They're not going to give a fuck about these sequel trilogies. And I hate to like try and own my own crystal ball, but other than in a superficial standpoint, you are not going to think about these sequel trilogies 10 years from now. Unless you're looking at them as the thing that almost completely destroyed a franchise, if didn't actually destroy the franchise. Disney could very well become a memory soon if they're not careful with everything going on.
What are you talking about? They're on their way to becoming our overlords.
I know, right? To be completely honest, Tivis, I would have told you before this outbreak thing, I 100% I could not figure out why they didn't own their own, because they have their own city in Florida, Celebration.
Yeah.
I told Hannah,
for those that don't know, that huge plot of Walt Disney World, it's so big they actually classify it as a city.
Yeah. But I'm like saying, you could argue they have their own currency. They have, like, you can get prepaid cards and you can only use them there on their cruises or you can use them at their restaurants in Celebration. They could self-sustain, but now they can't because nobody can go to the fucking theme parks in mass like they used to, and nobody fucking likes them. A lot of people are really pissed off at them.
We've been watching resort TV, which is, I don't know why, they're just dreaming of vacation. It's people that go to these parks and just live stream their time there for like 3 hours or so.
Oh, people do that on Twitter and YouTube too.
Yeah.
It's getting more packed as the days.
Well, yeah. No, absolutely. Well, because they're going to start loosening and doing stuff. But I'm talking more like you have that while they stretch themselves thin right before the worst time to stretch yourself thin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're playing catch up. They just I watched their last somebody the like Fandom Menace people like Nerdrotics and Doomcock and all these people. I've been watching their coverage of the Disney quarterly earnings or the yearly earnings, and oof, they are down like almost 50 to 70% of what they normally make. It's crazy. And when you're that big of a company, you have, oh geez,
What is that?
he's soundboarding us. You have to remember big money tickets look good to us because we don't know what real money is, if that makes sense. It takes a lot to keep the lights on at a place that big when it comes to their resorts and shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
$1 billion is not a lot to Disney. Trust me. Got to be careful. Right now, I totally am on the super Disney hate train. Do I think it should disappear? No. Do I think they should be broken up into parts again? Because I think monopolies are bad. Absolutely.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's-
No, that needs to happen desperately.
And
across the board.
I wish they would stop being greedy little bitches and just sell off the Fox stuff that they're not going to do anything with.
Did
Like,
you
fuck
see-
off with that
They
shit.
just renamed the television division. It's now 20th Century Television.
Of course, fucking pricks. I
love how they get rid of the Fox name too.
Yeah, I know.
Like, fuck
fucking
you.
cunts. They're
I'm
fucking-
waiting
I
for the-
understand there's like a
No,
negative
fuck
connotation
'em.
onto it, but
That's
fuck off. Like, I
bullshit.
love seeing 20th Century Fox.
Oh, I'm waiting for the Fox channel to become 20th Century Network.
Oh, fuck off. I
You
hate
know
it.
it's coming.
Because
I
the only thing
know, you're
Fox
right. Or
is
20th
left is
20th
Fox is
Century
Fox
Plus.
Sports, right?
I don't know. I don't care. Like, I'm really at a fuck Disney at this point.
We
But
need that
to
as
go,
a soundbite.
but to go all the way back to another millennial stupid take, because I don't know, I got blocked by this guy, person thing. I don't know. He's just
Camera.
He's a fucking smug prick. I don't care. I don't have a problem saying that. Because he did something with pop artist shit too. It's like, guy
Like
got so
what?
many followers. He went from just asking questions to start discussion to, I'm going to say something really hot. And when people fucking push back at me, I'm going to cry and go, oh, you
I
didn't
think
quite
he's
get what I
lost like
meant.
10,000
Yeah, it's because he's a
subscribers.
fucking piece of shit. He started sniffing his own farts and got fucking high.
I'm trying to be courteous to the dude and like give him some good information. Like, this is how you work with the internet.
It's
and
like,
shit.
look, guy, I work with the most toxic dude on my podcast
Right.
every week.
Like, don't take everything so fucking seriously.
I agree.
Anyways, guys,
guys,
we are
hey,
an hour
okay.
in.
Yes,
so
so
let's
before
get
we
into
get in-
this,
right
oh,
before
yeah, you had something to show us.
I
or
have a
tell us or
surprise.
something.
I'm so
Not
excited.
that the audio people will fucking see it, and
Yes,
they're like our bread and butter. Fuck.
So
shit,
I
John.
apologize. We don't fuck them. They don't leave comments. So
We don't make
fuck all
money
of you.
anyway, so just
Yeah,
there's no
also
bread or
that.
butter.
Also
we're-
that.
Where are our wrestling names, people?
Ooh,
yeah.
Oh, dude, Wilford Brimley, rip. I miss you, buddy. Didn't get his diabetes medication fast enough. So I got this in the mail, and it's awesome. I've been using a book, and it's not big enough.
Mhm.
Bounce out for my mouse. So
For
I
your
got this
mousey
in the
mouse?
mail yesterday. Check it.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
It looks great. It is awesome.
Is it
For-
good?
I'm using it, man. I'm using the shit out of it. It's awesome. It works fucking great.
Is the quality
for-
pretty thick on it? Is it like thick?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's not like, Beyonce thick, but it's thick enough. It's not 3 C's, it's like 2 C's in thick. No, it looks great. I like
dope.
it a lot. I've been using it for the last day. It's
Mhm.
fucking awesome. And it's my first piece of Operation Babble merch. I'm very excited.
You got stickers. Fuck off.
I did. I did. Well, because the sticker I had
Yeah,
was
yeah.
on my old car, and it took it. I don't have any more
Don't you have some
stickers.
on your headphones?
I got one on my headphone. It's ripping,
Oh.
and the other one was on my car. That
You
got
got
fucking
other
totaled.
ones sent to you, dude.
I only had 2.
You had others sent to you with the other box of shit.
No, I
With
only
the
got
clock
2.
that I sent Hannah, yeah.
Then she fucking hoarded them. I don't
'Cause
have
there
any
was,
more
like,
stickers.
A
I only
Galactic
had 2
Turtle one
stickers.
and Operation Babble.
Oh,
Yeah, go back and look at your video you posted on Twitter I had you take down.
that I had to take down. Then I think Hannah might have fucking smuggled them. No, this thing's cool. I like it. And I haven't had God, it feels like ancient times, man. I haven't had a mouse pad in fucking like 2 decades.
Yeah. I had
Everything's
to get
been
one of the
trackpads.
longer desk ones for my desk because I have
Mm-hmm.
the laptop sit here too, and I don't want
Oh, I need a mouse for editing, dude. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, that was my big thing. Sorry, non-visual people. It was just a mouse pad with the Operation Babble logo on it, and it's fucking
Babble.
with Tivis.
Two.
Invites soul. What the hell does that mean? Is it another?
Well, I saw you had a weird name, so I did
Oh.
another anagram.
All right, fair enough. But wait, does that work? Okay. Wait, there's no A.
There
Or
is
do you
no
not have
A.
it? Oh, I thought there was an A in your last name. Never mind. I'm wrong.
No, that's the more common. People with mine or originate from West Virginia.
So is that so invites soul? Does that just mean like invites soul because you didn't have the U, or invites soul because you're racist and you're calling the sun by the Mexican phrase?
They call it the Soul System in Mass Effect. So
Ooh, nice turnaround. I like it.
You
You
know,
made it nerdy.
My
I appreciate you.
mother-in-law's name
Well, your
is
mother.
Soul.
What?
My mother-in-law's name is Soul. Well, Soledad, but Soul for short.
Sounds hot.
You know what
Is she as
Soledad
hot
means?
as their name?
You know what Soledad means?
No.
Loneliness.
Oh,
I was like, who the fuck names their kid Loneliness?
probably a parent who knows they're going to probably get divorced.
Anyways,
guys.
let's get into this. We got an hour. We're an hour in. All right, guys. So I was thinking, because there's a lot of shit just going on,
So much shit.
I wanted to know,
All the
and
poop.
we're just gonna do top 5.
Only
Top
5.
5.
I like how you say like as if 5 wasn't going to take forever for 3
Right.
people. You do realize that's 15, right?
Top 5 film franchises.
All right.
Of the films. Now, I got to preface. These are not to
Preface.
include movie franchises that spawned from a TV show like Star Trek. Star Trek
they
is not going to
had-
be on my list.
So they had to be a movie franchise.
It has to be a movie franchise first. It could have gone into a show, but it couldn't
Yes.
have started as a show. It also could be based on a book or comic book or whatever bullshit.
Yeah.
Because almost everything is nowadays anyways.
Exactly.
But it has to start as the franchise. The audiovisual franchise had to start within films
Yes.
rather than TV shows or a YouTube show or some bullshit like that, you know.
You're some bullshit like that.
Because I took Star Trek right off the board for me. I was like, yeah, let's just take this one off.
So it's all right if it starts as like a video game. And
If it was originally a video game and then went into a franchise of movies, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. So who wants to start out? And none of these, for me anyways, it's not going to be in order of 1 through 5. It's just going to be 5.
Whatever comes to mind.
Yeah,
There's no
same
list
with
in
me.
front of you.
There's
You
no
know,
list in front
I
of
know
me.
Tivis has a list.
oh yeah.
Tivis.
Let's
Let's just have Tivis do all of ours.
Yes.
Wait,
please.
what? No. Why don't you guys go and then I can cross stuff off of mine.
Okay, so how about this?
Okay.
I'll start because I figure I'll be always the most apprehensive when it comes to everything.
Just so the listeners know, I have 17.
Jesus H.
And
butts.
if you do not like every iteration in the franchise, preface that as well. So that
and
people
you
know.
stole the wind out of my sails. Thank you. So I'm going to say I'm gonna have a lot of problems because most of the franchises that I adore
Mhm.
have been crushed into a fine fuck dust that I hate. I would like to start with the one that got me into filmmaking in the first place, or at least even caring about the realm of media in something beyond just being entertained by it. Jurassic Park. I consider it some of Spielberg's best work because of the attention to detail and the behind the scenes work and effort that was put into it. I enjoyed The Lost World. Yes, there's a couple of dumb things that happen in it.
I
Definitely
actually liked Lost World pretty well. Like
I love Lost World. I think
It's
Eddie
my-
Carr.
Lost World, yeah.
It's what now?
Oh, I was gonna say it's my favorite, honestly.
Oh, really? The first one will always be my favorite. I just think it was so spectacular and just it's
I think it was the toys that did it for me because that fucking
Ooh, I bought some real
RV
good
van
toys.
lab thing was so awesome.
I bought some cool toys. And Julianne Moore was in it, and so was Tallman. Can't remember his name. I was
And
calling Vincent D'Onofrio. That's not right. It's Vin something.
Oh my God, what the hell is this? He's one of my favorite actors.
He's in fucking Wedding Crashers. I can't fucking think of his name. Just blurt it out when you think of it. I thought it was cool. It felt like a natural expansion from the first one. We went from a park to an open world. They kind of had a reason to be there.
Vince Vaughn.
Thank you, Vince Vaughn. And I enjoyed the characters. Eddie Carr gets a pretty brutal death, which it stuck with me for a while. Did kind of bother me, but at the same time, I'm like, I guess like it was a big moment. I like the hurting stuff. Pretty much all the ship stuff, all the stuff to get the Tyrannosaurus off the ship and into San Diego was extremely contrived and retarded.
Who is Eddie Carr?
He was the bald guy who saved the bus because he hooked the bus to the car, and he was trying to drive in reverse, and then the two T-Rexes ripped him in half and ate him.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
Made me really sad. He was a cool character who didn't deserve a brutal death like that.
Richard Schiff, I think is his name.
I believe is the actor. He's in fucking everything. He's a brilliant actor. I like
He's
him
the
a
one
lot.
that was up in the tree at first, right?
He started, then he dropped down, and then
Came
went
down
to
to help them and shit real quick.
And then he ends up dying for it, which, noble sacrifice stuff. But at the same time, you don't want to see a guy who did a heroic thing go out like that. But It's a bummer. It does happen. Watch any war film.
Kind of like the stupid unexplained death in the Lost, or was it the what the fuck is the new one's called?
Lost World. The undeserved death when the babysitter gets fucking like.
No, it's not Lost World. It's Jurassic World.
Jurassic World. What a fucking unearned. And then the guy you hate the most dies off screen. Like what? Fuck you, film. Jurassic World sucks.
It's a good thing she went off to do better things and play.
I love Katie McGrath. Aside from the fact that she's super fucking hot, go watch Merlin if you want to see Katie McGrath shine.
She does really good in Supergirl, I would say. She actually gives.
Oh, she's a great. She is so above that
character.
I feel really bad. She's so above that show. It's insane. Katie McGrath is. Oh my god! Aside from the fact that I'm in love with her, she's fucking talented as shit. Holy fuck!
I mean, John Cryer's above that show too, but still, he's there.
Honestly, I would have never agreed with you until I watched him as Lex Luthor. He's actually pretty good,
right?
Because I only know him as the 2.5 Men.
Yeah.
And then you see him act, and he's actually pretty good. Like,
well, yeah, he usually
this Lex Luthor would have been good in a better Superman.
I don't think I've seen him as like not a goofy kid, because even when he was in Superman 4, I think it was back in the day as Luthor's nephew, yeah, like he was like the goofy dumbass.
He would have been better as Lex Luthor in Superman Returns. I had actually probably taken him over Kevin Spacey,
but he wasn't aged to that point yet.
Yeah,
so yeah.
Well, I'd argue Brandon Ruth didn't look that old either. So you can make the argument like maybe Superman
Kryptonian cream, bro. Kryptonian cream kept
that
baby face.
Ew, gross. Lois got a lot of that from what I heard.
Oh God. So the one thing I hated about the Lost World was how the people of the boat died from the
That's what I was saying.
T-Rex. But
the idea of getting the T-Rex on to San Diego's thing was all contrived and fucking retarded. It was all dumb, but I wanted the San Diego shit to happen.
It was just King Kong's storyline after that point.
Well, essentially, but it was only for like 10 minutes. It wasn't even that long.
Yeah.
It was just
no, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Fucking King Kong's an awesome story, so fuck off, people, if you think it's bad.
But the boat thing, I just found out there was a scene not filmed that they put in the script about the Velociraptors got on board the boat and fucked everything up before they set sail. So
that would have been much better.
There would have been not only the T-Rex running loose, but a couple raptors.
Yeah. Well, fuck. Well, You should have put it in the fucking film because it would have made way more sense. God damn it.
Exactly.
Just wait till
But
the next one comes out when the freaking pterodactyls are dropping the
Just read the
velociraptor
comic
bombs on everybody.
Yeah, I know, right? In Fallujah. Fucking hell. Fucking use them for war. It's like, these things can be
No,
shot,
now
right?
they're like free in like California or some shit, aren't they? Or
fucking stupid.
I don't even know where they're
even
supposed to be.
know.
I forget.
The whole fucking movie's retarded. But Jurassic Park 3.
Let's not kill the dinosaurs. Let's let them loose and kill
Jurassic Park
That's how
3
fucking Corona got released, bro.
Jurassic Park 3 had a bunch of good actors. The storyline is really contrived and stupid. Again, it's a second film where we don't account for pterodactyls being out
That
loose
one-
anyway.
I enjoy it, but I had a problem. Why is there fencing on an island that's not supposed to have fencing?
Bruh, dude,
They did
dumb.
have a base there, so I'm assuming that it was supposed to be a free reign in the fenced area so that the people could be at their base.
I would have been fine. Just
Yeah.
get rid of 3. It would have made more sense to go 1, 2, and then skip to Jurassic World. The idea of trying to rebuild something, I totally get. But 1 and 2 closed it out. I felt like it was a pretty solid idea. Dinosaurs are stuck there, and we just infer that,
Right.
because you could shoot a fucking pterodactyl out of the sky. It's not that fucking difficult. You know what I
And-
mean?
For everyone who I've read both the books as well,
Mhm.
they are so different. I cannot
Mhm.
recommend.
Yeah.
They are both their
Yeah.
own individual thing, and they are both really good.
Which
The
we'll get
first
into that with
the first Jurassic Park book by Michael Crichton.
Mhm.
I prefer the
Crichton.
audiobook. Yeah. I prefer the audiobook. It's a lot of fun. And it really kind of gives off the personalities because people forget, like, John Hammond was
He was a
not Santa. He was not Santa Claus. They made him fucking Santa Claus for this movie.
It's because he was fucking Santa Claus.
He's a fucking scary, conniving cunt.
Rest in peace, Richard.
You don't go from
Attenborough.
Miracle on 34th Street to
Yes,
being
sir.
a drunk asshole on an island.
Oh my God, Miracle on 30. The original Miracle 30 on 34th Street is like so fucking good. Go watch
Wasn't
that
the
first.
remake with
The remake's
that same
solid.
actor
Matilda
wasn't-
chick.
Matilda. Okay, yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I thought.
That's
a good
also
movie.
good. The first one's way better, dude.
Yeah,
It's so
Agreed.
good. The first one is so good. I would have never believed it, but Hannah wanted us to go back and watch any of the remakes, and fucking hell, it's great. It's so good. It's like really good. Anyway, sorry. No,
That's
I
just
gotta go
honest.
with Jurassic Park, and the reason why I say franchise, even though I hate the majority of the films,
Yeah.
I only like 1 and 2. I love the idea. It's dinosaurs, the merchandise, the toys, the logo. It's iconic. It's awesome.
Mhm.
It got perverted by all the new stuff, but had it stopped at the first 2, we would be buying vinyl albums of the score. We would be buying. We still buy T-shirts to this day with the original
John
logo on
Williams.
it.
Mhm.
It's what I'm saying. John Williams is God. There's like 10 composers right now that should just be in Composer Hall of Fame, and we're figuring that out because new sequels are fucking butchering their masterpieces. But John Williams nailed it with the score. The acting is fantastic in the first 2 films. The ideas are solid. Dinosaurs are cool. Super superficial, but I don't care. And again, it's a franchise because it has longevity. Proof by them trying to recapture the magic and doing a fucking terrible ass job.
I
So
will-
Jurassic Park is absolutely one of my favorites.
I will say I am so glad with the Jurassic World we got than the Jurassic Park 4 that they had planned to do for years.
Yes.
'Cause-
Yeah.
Oh,
I did
those
hear
that-
that treatment and fucking kill me. No way.
For
No,
those
thank you.
that don't know, they wanted to make a movie where they combined or made a hybrid dinosaur human.
No.
Yeah.
And I got so worried that's what the 5th one was going to be, but thank God it didn't do that either.
Just wait till Dominion.
And if you can't get a good dinosaur movie after this, just go watch We're Back, a dinosaur story. You're welcome. John Goodman's
Raptor
in it.
Island.
You'll love it.
Yeah.
Raptor Island, sci-fi.
Or go
movie.
back to Land Before Time. Fucking hell, Land Before Time's a great fucking show. Sorry.
Oh, Dinotopia.
Fucking hell.
Have you watched the short yet?
Theodore Rex with
Have you
Whoopi
watched
Goldberg.
The
Yeah.
short yet for the Jurassic World 3?
No.
God,
Oh, they have another short? Is
no,
that the
it's still
camping
just the
thing?
one. Yeah, the camping.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. It's fine. It looked pretty cool.
No. No.
Yeah,
No.
I kind of agree.
No.
I was trying to be nice. I don't care. Shut up, God. Stop thundering outside of my windows. Oh, man.
Okay.
I'm sorry I didn't
So,
like Jurassic
that's
World.
one.
Fuck
that's
off.
One. That's one fucking franchise.
One. Nailed it.
Let's go.
Why is there a bug in my house? I'm going to kill you.
You want?
You will
You gonna
be
go
dead
again,
by
or
the
you
end of the
want
stream.
someone else to go first?
Of course I want someone else to go. I want to kill this pest.
I think it's on your neck.
Ah! I found it.
God,
Seriously.
my wife is so.
No, I saw it.
Okay.
Did you hear how my wife hurt her knee a couple weeks ago, John?
Oh,
Doggy
Tivis.
style. I killed it. I
I
killed
won't
it.
derail.
Okay,
but
what? No, why? How'd she do?
She went to go. Yeah, and
Dinosaur.
yeah. She deserves this to be out there. She went to go try to swat a fly with, and she had socks on the carpet, slipped and popped her knee out. She's had knee injuries in the past, so it was the same knee.
So would you say she hurt? Would you say she hurt her knee on the fly? Sorry, I'm sorry, everyone. That was bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Did you want to go next, Mike? So you can cross another one off my list.
Sure. I'll do. And this is probably one of the ones that I want to say a lot about. I guess.
Fire.
Planet of the Apes.
Gay.
Fuck off.
I know what you're talking about. Which ones?
All of them. I actually do like all of the originals
Yes.
and the 3 that recently came out. Tim Burton's actually does go along with the book more than what people think.
But yes.
Which isn't always a good thing.
Sometimes not. Again,
the
execution.
The original series of these, I think it was like 5 of them. They're really good. Not all of them are really good, but the first one, and I want to say 3 and 4 and 5. The second one is kind of like Highlander 2. You're just like, what the fuck is this? Like, why, what? But once I think 3, 4, and 5 are kind of what we have seen already developed into the 3 new movies that we recently got from Fox.
Well, aren't the 3 movies supposed to be essentially a prerequisite, and then the Charlton Heston stuff is kind of the
you can look at it's like Terminator, bro. You can look at it as like the 3 that just came out is how we got into the world that Charlton Heston goes to, and then once Charlton Heston comes in, it kind of loops and then changes history anyways.
And the Michael Clark Duncan one is the Tim Burton one.
The Tim Burton one, right? Which
fuck that film. I'm sorry. I just Michael Clark Duncan being in it's the best part of the film. Like that might for me.
That's the one that has Mark Wahlberg in it. I think it was like one of his first ones, like to.
Yeah, isn't it so
really
cringe when
career.
a pop star tries to fucking become an actor?
We'll get
God
to
damn
that
it!
later.
Sorry, that was a reference. That is not my take.
That was my introduction to the franchise.
The Tim Burton.
Oh my God! Really?
I mean, that was a 2001, I think it was.
1 or 2.
That makes sense for a lot of people. For me, my introduction actually was the TV show, the live action TV show based in the world of Charlton Heston.
I didn't even know they had that.
Yeah, and then they
Tivis,
had.
did you ever go back and watch the other ones after watching said film? That's
I
a
wasn't
big
as
no.
struck
That's a
with
hard
it, but
no.
Well, I've seen. I couldn't tell you which ones I've seen, but I've definitely seen at least
None of
one
them.
of the originals.
I get it. Old Charlton Heston shit. It's good. It's good filmmaking. Again, it's just old stuff hinders on the fact that editing was not easy back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, I think, but I'm currently rewatching Power Rangers, and I'm looking like they did all this.
I
on
love.
film.
God damn it!
How did they do this?
God damn it!
Like it boggles my mind. The copy and paste on film.
Michael, you walked away for 5 seconds. It's important. No, shut up. It's important. It's important that you understand that somehow we were talking about Planet of the Apes. And Tivis brought up fucking Power Rangers.
I did an
Oh.
example.
How did you
Okay.
do that?
Okay.
How
Tivis.
did you do
We
talking
told
how
you
I
we're
got
not
to the
doing.
thought. I'm
We're not
like-
doing TV shows.
No, I know. But
No,
talking
I'm
about-
just laughing that was his example.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
how'd
yeah.
you get that?
Well, this is how I got to that thought, is what I'm saying.
thought?
But the fact that they had to, you know,
On thought.
edit and stuff on film, how hard is that?
Fair enough. I guess.
Yeah.
We've actually shot film, fucking super humble brag.
We
It
didn't
is
cut
actually
though. We didn't
we didn't
flatbed
have to
edit or
cut
anything
it.
like that.
No. There's a certain point where you didn't have to. I think it was 70s or 80s, I believe, when you
Yeah,
started
but even
being
then
able
in the
to-
90s, they still did flatbed editing because Clerks was done on the flatbed edit.
Yes. Flatbed
Um,
editing takes forever. Why
yeah.
the fuck would you ever do it?
Yeah.
It's silly.
But after a certain point, they were able to digitize it and start doing
Yes.
digital stuff and stuff. I think it was like around Star Wars time.
Well, I was just saying, like, I could understand why people wouldn't like the original. Was it 3 or 4 Planet of the Apes?
There's 5.
original ones.
5.
There's 5. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought. They all tend to run pretty long, I believe. But again, anything 80s or less.
I know my uncle
Fucking editing's
loves
hard.
these movies. They're like his all-time favorite.
They're pretty good. It's just hard. Just be in the mindset, be ready to go, because again, they are relatively long. Obviously, the acting's a little campy. They're it's kind of like a Western sci-fi.
All right,
It's
so I
really
can tell you
strange.
how long each one is. Original is 112 minutes, so 2
That's
hours.
2
basically.
hours.
Second one is 95 minutes, so hour and a half. Third
Yeah,
is
not too
hour and a half. Conquest is an hour 20, and Battle
hours.
is an hour 20. So the first one is
So
the
everything's
longest
2
one.
hours except for like 2. That's not bad.
No, everything's an hour and a half except for 1.
You had 2 2-hour. No, 3 2 hours.
No, just 1 2 hour. And 90
120
minutes is
minutes.
an hour and a half.
Yeah, well, 120 is.
Yeah, that's it. That's when there's
It's
only
2
one that's that long.
Oh, I thought
That's
you
the
said there was
first
2
one.
of them.
No, no,
Okay.
no. And then the TV series, the live action TV series,
Never even saw that. Didn't
Is-
even know that existed.
that's
Is
based
that
in the
still in
same
plastic
world.
wrap?
This one is. I actually have
Good.
one that's not.
I don't believe you.
And this is a total of 696 minutes for this whole
I
show.
can't do that kind of math.
It
And this
came
one
out
I
in
have
74.
not yet watched. But this is the animated series for it. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That looks
8,
like some
9, 10,
He-Man
11,
shit
12,
right there.
13 episodes.
That looks like some serious He-Man She-Ra shit right there.
It reminds me, actually, the animation right here looks like what was that? Johnny Quest?
Johnny Quest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I have all the originals.
That's a great call, though.
Movies on Blu-ray.
I remember very much enjoying the first Planet of the Apes remake. I liked the first. I believe I only saw the first 2 original ones with
Okay.
Charlton Heston. Or
The
whatever.
second one, it can deter you for sure.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
I imagine that's why I probably never watched anymore. My dad, well, because it was my dad who was
But,
making me watch it.
yeah. If you push through the second one, like if you really want to watch all the Planet of the Apes movies, just push through that second original one, not the second of the new ones, but the original one, because after that the story actually gets really good into
Yeah.
it. So
I hate to be a prick, but I have to say, try and watch the originals before you watch the new ones,
yeah.
because they're so different. Like they're
Yeah,
so
yeah.
completely different that you will be bored to fucking tears with the old shit if
I
you
don't-
watch the new one.
Yeah.
Dude, if you watch
do
the
it
new
first,
ones,
yeah.
come on. Like I would just be like, if you appreciate film and stuff, like, because it's the same thing. I caught a little bit of heat because I was getting back into the Predator franchise.
Mhm.
2 is fucking boring as dicks compared to the first one.
I think
Because
two
it's
is
longer,
the
but
most
it's still
boring
good.
Predator film that boring, anyways, not worst, but boring.
Yeah,
All right.
because
all
it
that
just
Predator.
drags. It just drags. That's all. It's just long. That's all.
So
Right.
I just heard that thunder from you, John. So that's,
Yeah, boy, you did.
You
It's
can see
scary
John's
shit.
background getting darker and darker too.
It's
My-
fucked up, dude. I keep trying. I'm like, guys, I swear I'm here.
It's all good.
Do you have the '98 documentary
No,
of Planet of the
I
Apes?
don't.
behind the Planet of the Apes? Yeah,
Yeah. Hold on.
I thought you might. So I guess that'll be mine.
I ended up buying all the originals on Blu-ray, but I have the originals on DVD, and that's where you got the documentary with the DVD set
Oh, that's awesome.
right there.
I love compilation
Yeah.
You all right?
combined packaging like that.
There it is. Tivis with the first stroke of the stream.
Actually, let me see if the Blu-ray did have it.
The
don't
more I
think
do these, the
Blu-ray
more
had it.
common this is going to get. This happens to me in everyday situations.
No.
So I become Porky Pig from out of nowhere.
I'm
But
sorry.
as far as the Planet of the Apes films go, I have every single film on Blu-ray or 4K.
Sounds like a lie to me.
So it's just the TV shows and the documentary that are on DVD still.
Have they announced a new one yet, or is that just
Fucking shut up! Don't. You know who owns that now, right?
Yeah.
Damn it, Tivis.
Don't.
Which I mean, you
fucking-
should just expect one.
You should just shut your dirty mouth, you little man.
Dude, I'm sorry, Tivis. I love you. I started a prerequisite of just fucking shit around you. Sorry. Just don't talk about Aquaman. It'll be fine.
Oh, well, all right. I'll cross off the DC.
Here's what
man.
I picture Disney is going to take Planet of the Apes and make a cartoon out of it for kids. And
Yeah, I could see
then
that.
they're probably going to do some hokey pokey, here's the Planet of the Apes and the Guardians of the Galaxy bullshit or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. Fuck off with that shit.
There's some comic crossovers, I believe.
With Star Trek.
Yeah.
And that would
I
have
was
been
just
really
thinking that.
cool to see. Of course, in the comics, it was always Kirk and Spock going, and they found the Planet of the Apes and shit.
Mhm.
So it wasn't like a traditional crossover, but it was really cool. It was called Star Trek Primate, the Primate Directive instead of
that's
the Prime, the Prime Directive. So yeah. Anyways, that's my first one. I think that's probably gonna be like my number one from today's picks because I just
Wow,
love
really?
the franchise so much.
Really?
Yeah.
I barely ever hear you talk about it. It's really surprising.
Because not a lot of people actually watch those movies, especially the originals. So it's
I
like
guess.
I don't
I
really
don't know,
wanna
man.
spoil a
People
lot
really
of it.
like the new ones.
the
At
new
least I
ones are
thought
great.
did.
They're great.
I love
I
the
think-
first one.
I think the story elements within the original series, besides the second one, because it's
Yeah.
although some of the stuff in the second one might come true soon, so we'll see.
Oh, fuck.
But
Anarchy.
yeah, the story. I mean, it's sad how like all these movies that were made in the 70s, you can still attribute the story's deep message to society nowadays.
There's a reason why there's an
Oh, yeah,
idiom.
I
There's
know.
an idiom that
I know,
says
I know.
we are destined to repeat.
Hey,
Yeah.
don't call me that.
Oh man.
All right, so that was
Idiom.
mine.
You mean like
Um,
salt?
So if you guys ever do want to talk Planet of the Apes, I mean, I'm down to talk. I'm
I
actually
might
been
watch them. I'd be
listening-
down to watch them.
There's
I'm
actually-
definitely gonna watch the new ones first.
There's a podcast right now I've been listening to, and it's making me want to go back and rewatch them because what they're doing is they're watching each individual movie and talking about it. And this last week they just did the book, and they
Oh
read-
yeah, I can't read.
I read the book like a long time ago, and I already knew I didn't like the book as much as the movies.
Yeah.
What is
Well,
what?
They did remind me that the book's ending is the exact ending that Tim Burton did in his ending.
Mm,
So I was like, oh, okay, that makes a little more sense. But
you appreciate
the-
moments like
yeah.
that, but
the whole
Do you
thing.
want to share the
though-
name of that?
What's that?
Do you want to share
Uh,
the name of the podcast?
the podcast.
It's just called. Let me see here.
Yeah, I was gonna say
but
if you're
while
gonna
I'm
fucking
talking about-
shill other fucking people on our podcast,
It's
Michael.
so. Anyways,
God
let me
damn
look
it.
that- let me look that up. While
While
I'm
you're
talking.
looking
Yeah.
that up, actually, my physics teacher in high school,
Mhm.
he always praised those.
Was he
films.
an ape?
Yeah, you never know.
Oh,
But
it's,
what was that?
oh,
is
it's,
what?
It's super easy. It's called Podcast of the Planet of the Apes.
Nailed
Oh,
it.
okay.
There you go.
Fucking
But,
moving
Um,
on. So
they're
you
only
got-
like
always,
7 episodes in too, so they're literally breaking down every movie. And they haven't gotten the Tim Burton's movie yet. They did like a documentary, which I haven't seen the documentary they were talking about. It was like a 2019 documentary about the like CG or not CG,
if,
but
if
the
you finish
visuals
Lord of
and
the
stuff.
Rings, I'll jump on that. I'll start doing it, even though there's a fuck ton more movies to watch.
The hours equal up.
Right now, we have to devote. Well, first of all, Tivis, you go nuts. What do you got?
Oh no,
Yeah,
I was just
yeah.
our physics teacher in high school. He's praised those films because, our understanding of time travel. Those are like, especially the ending to the Tim Burton one. It's the most accurate
Yeah.
depiction in film.
How dare you, Primer?
So here's the thing, though, with the films to the book, the biggest difference for all the films, except for like the new ones, because those are like a prerequisite to it, or prequel. The book has the apes, which I'll tell you a little funny thing about that in a second.
No.
They have the apes in a world that's just like current day, present. They're not living in fucking huts and shit like that, like they do in the first movie. So that was like one of the biggest differences. They lived in a real society. But here's the thing: the book is actually written by a French guy, right? So it was.
What is wrong with the French?
It was made in French. So if you read the book, it doesn't necessarily translate 100% like properly.
It's too Frenchy. Got it.
So, but the name of the book, before they purchased the rights to do the films and stuff, it was just called Monkey Planet. That's what it literally translated to. Monkey Planet.
So I guess I'll go now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna choose a really big one. I'm gonna go with the AVP / Blade Runner / Soldier
Wait, what?
franchise. Yes,
what?
those are all actually connected.
Which one?
What? No, fuck off. You are
AVP,
destroying the spirit of the
AVP, Blade Runner, and Soldier.
Soldier, like Universal Soldier? Like
No, it's just called Soldier.
That was with Kurt Douglas, right? Or not Kurt Russell?
Yeah, Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
I feel like you're fucking this up in the spirit of the question, but I would love to hear your
I don't
reasoning.
understand. Yeah.
I want to
Those
hear
are
the
like
reasoning.
3 franchises.
No,
dude.
fuck it. I want the the reasoning.
They are
Let's go.
all in a shared universe.
Fuck off with your shared
No,
universe.
that was confirmed in
Explain
the
it.
Prometheus commentary.
Oh,
Wayland
you want to do
Corporation-
shared
Prometheus
universe.
sucks,
Hyper-
and it's in the commentary. Eat a butt. Also, explain yourself.
Explain why I like it, or explain why they're connected.
Yeah,
Fucking
both.
both, because I already told you I don't give a shit about the commentary Prometheus shit.
Well, I mean,
But
it's
I would like to
creative
know
people, so they get to
why.
decide this shit. But no, Blade Runner and Alien, they've had loose connections for years. They finally just said, you know what? Yeah, sure, same universe. And Soldier was actually supposed to be a Blade Runner movie, but they said no. So it's like a spin-off of Blade Runner.
Were those all Fox properties?
I believe so.
They had to be.
Yes. I don't know how you did it. This was supposed to be us just talking about fun stuff. Somehow
This is
you
fun.
fucking annoyed the shit out of me with this one.
No, Soldier was distributed by WB.
Because I
So how
like
the hell did they? How can they share a universe if they can't even be made by the same people?
it. Just
It was written.
Tivis, you go back
written
to
by
those people
David-
and tell them to fuck off.
it's fine. No, let him talk because there's
Well, here's how Soldier connects to Blade Runner.
Okay.
I
I can see those two connecting,
Rutger,
story-wise, anyway.
Hayer, I think is his. Forgive me, from Beyond the Grave if I'm getting that wrong. I'm really bad with names. His character Roy Batty.
I am Betty.
2 wars that the character in Soldier actually participates in. Soldier, or the Shoulder of Orion, and Tan House Gate.
Okay.
A spinner from Blade Runner is, you can see it clear as day. Is written by the same person who co-wrote Blade Runner. And they've even said, hey, yeah, they're in a shared universe. It's a sidequel is the term they used.
Okay. I'll let you have it. So why do you like
I'm
it?
just leaving it alone because I don't care about the shared universe.
Do you just like the individual movies then, or like what draws you to having that in like your top, dude?
Well, I love sci-fi shit. First off.
Well, that doesn't help.
that off.
That's just in general.
Right.
So how about this? Let's break each of them down. So we got Blade Runner.
Yeah.
You like Blade Runner then?
Yeah.
Not a hot take. Most people do. Do you have a favorite cut because that usually tends to be the most contentious thing.
I've only seen the theatrical.
Okay, fair enough. Which some people would say is mediocre, whatever.
The new Blade Runner. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say it's something I
2049
would
or
be in a
whatever?
rush to go back to.
I heard it was just kind of like it didn't quite world build, and then the things that they did allude to from the first one, they weren't good payoffs. Like they felt cheap.
I haven't watched it yet.
But the movie was entertaining, if that makes sense.
If you liked the original Blade Runner, more than likely
Probably
you'll enjoy
might not
this
like
one, but
Right.
I wouldn't say it adds.
I like the original Blade Runner. I have the second one. I just haven't watched it yet because I'm like, I don't want to ruin it.
I'm the guy who I like Blade Runner asterisk. It's really long. It's really pretentious, but when the iconic scenes come in, you're like, fuck.
It's the same thing with Dune.
Yeah, I would, honestly, 100%. Same guy, isn't it? Director? Villeneuve?
No.
Is that right?
No.
Or no, that's who's doing
both of them, did he?
I don't remember. My whole thing is that with the first Blade Runner, the iconic scenes are iconic for a reason, and they're really cool. The world building is
David Lynch
awesome.
did Dune. David Lynch did Dune.
Sorry. My beat.
I'm not a director person. I just like the fucking movie.
Yeah, see, me neither. I just look whatever. Well, because you can kind of see certain styles.
If we want to talk directors, we need Austin on here.
Yes, Austin, where are you, please? I still yet to watch Lighthouse, and I hate myself for it.
It's on Amazon.
I'm working on it's on HBO Max, so I'm gonna fucking watch it.
Uncut Gems is on Netflix if people want to check that out.
You're derailing me. I derailed us both. You're derailing my derail. I could totally understand why people like Blade Runner. It's good world building, some decent acting, and man, back then getting like really good sci-fi that actually wanted to say something was relatively impressive. Then you got shit like Alien, which was awesome. 2042 or whatever the fuck it's called. I've heard good things.
2049.
49. I've heard good things. I'm curious. I'd like to see it. It looks more like a repackage with nicer effects and kind of trying to tell its own story. I could be completely wrong, but I don't know.
I haven't watched it, but I think Harrison Ford's just trying to go around and kill all of his old characters.
Yeah, right. Just get them all killed off. Spoiler, by the way.
I don't know if he dies in there. I'm just saying.
I
literally don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm assuming.
So we got. So it's Blade Runner and then AVP. How do we feel about AVP? I actually went back and rewatched AVP lately.
I like the first.
I was gonna say we've talked to death about Alien, so we can kind of skim over that one and focus on the crossover and Predator.
Alien, but AVP. Like I gotta know about AVP. What do you think about that film Myke. In particular?
Well, for me, I like the first one. The first one's really good. The first one's also more set up like a Predator film, which I like.
It's a thriller. It's creepy. It's a horror film, essentially.
The first one is more action. The second one,
whoa,
Requiem,
Alien?
No, AVP.
Oh,
Alien
sorry. I thought we were going all the way back to Alien. I was like, don't do that. Don't
you
do
said
that,
AVP. The second one, AVP.
Well, that's what I was
Requiem.
thinking, and I thought you went back. Okay, gotcha.
Requiem is more like the Alien tone. It's more scarier. It's creepier and shit like that.
Requiem is such a dark film.
It is. When
like
I first
almost
watched
literally, like I can almost not see shit.
Especially if you try and watch like a ripped version. Before I bought it, like I just wanted to watch it.
Like
I couldn't see shit. I was like, this movie's too dark. It was kind of like watching the second Ghost Rider movie. I was like, what the fuck? It's too dark.
Can I tell you? I feel like if you would have had the R rating for the first one, I think people would have loved that film.
AVP.
It's
so good. Like how it was. Like they didn't need the R rating.
Calm down. I would have liked to see some people get fucked up. Like AVP.
I mean, you see them get attacked with the face huggers and all that bullshit. They just don't show as much blood.
You're not getting blood. I wanted
mistake
blood.
to have majority of the team taken out by the chest bursters,
Yeah.
bursters, whatever.
Sure.
Face
Face
huggers.
huggers.
Chestbusters is actually the next crossover with Ghostbusters. It's gonna be great.
Chestbusters.
I'd watch
Who you gonna
that.
call? I like it.
When your
Aliens
heart's
versus
about to
ghosts.
fail.
Xenomorphs.
Well, like again, the only reason why I say I think if you put the R rating on, I thought the story was pretty cool for AVP. Kind of made sense. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know if it fucking.
I mean, it
made
didn't make sense with the
It
rest
did
of the
make fucking
movies, but
sense,
still.
but like,
I got
you know what I
made-
mean? What?
I had one of my teachers make fun of me for liking that. We get back to
Well,
class. I'm like, what was
come
your
on, dude.
favorite thing about the summer? AVP?
Dude,
Like, that's it?
To be fair, that film is pretty kind of ridiculous, but
No.
I like
it's
the
something-
I
idea
disagree.
I like the idea of figuring out a way to do a crossover, and the humans are part of it. So it's kind of like we could have some. The only problem is again, it's what I think like the Godzilla movies suffered from lately, is they want this human storyline so fucking bad that they make it convoluted. But this one didn't feel quite as convoluted. It was like, oh, something was already built there. We've already talked about that with pyramids, so it's like, okay, that kind of has a stance. Hey, diversity, we got it. Female lead, black also. Some of the old characters are coming back. So now we're in this underground setting that can do certain things from time to time. I hated the 10-minute thing. I thought that was retarded, where like the temple constantly shifted. I thought that was retarded. But I liked the idea of this was like this weird sacrificial thing. It felt like you could play with that a lot. My issue is that I wanted the gore to be there a little bit more. I wanted it to feel like the old 80s films where people are being exploded and being really fucked up. And
Oh, that's what we got Requiem for with the
and then you got
hospital scene.
Requiem, and then they overdid it, and
Yeah.
you couldn't even see when they
Ah.
actually did it, and it was so unearned. You know what I mean? Like it was just people getting blown up and shot. This was like these were military people who were trying to fight back. If somebody lost an arm or something, it was like, okay, maybe patch them up and they could still fight or something. I don't know. Like Requiem was trying to reset back to that 80s style, but like with the weird, 2000 whatever polish on it that just did not fucking work. And the acting didn't care. And they just dropped him in
Requiem
the middle
didn't
of the
work in
city.
any level, though.
It just
didn't work at
sucked.
all.
No, I didn't like it. I didn't like it anyway. And I didn't even think the production value was particularly there. Only thing that ever stuck with me is the facehugger or the alien or whatever dumping the eggs into the pregnant lady.
Oh, God damn it.
That is like nightmare fuel, my dude. That is fucked the hell up.
I loved Requiem, but I was so excited for this crossover. I mean, I have wanted this since they teased it in Predator 2.
But
Yeah.
why are you saying Requiem first when you had AVP first? It was better than Requiem though.
Yeah. I mean, I said I loved Requiem.
I can get
just building off
100.
of your statement.
I
I
guess.
can get 100% behind you with that, Tivis, because I felt the same way when they did Freddy vs. Jason. It was like so long awaited
Oh, yeah,
after.
that was good too.
But
what
was
it?
that weighted? I feel like that's just like was that
No,
actually a
because-
thing until they did it?
No, because at the very end of Jason Goes to Hell, Final Friday,
Mhm.
you see Freddy's hand come up and grab Jason's mask to pull it down
Yep.
to hell.
But like I'm saying, had they not, because they obviously knew that they were going to do it.
No, that was like
10 years.
10 years before.
You
bro.
don't think that they had an idea to do?
No,
something
there were
like-
2 different studios even.
But why else would they do that? To plant the seed? You silly bastards! What are you saying?
John.
What are you saying?
John.
You can't have a 10-year-old Easter egg?
No, you can't.
That's silly. You, sir, are off base.
I just sad shifting to that one real quick. I'm sad for those fans that 10-year wait and then that's what they
Yeah.
get.
Oh,
But-
you mean like Last of Us 2 when you waited 7? Sorry.
I don't know. Freddy vs. Jason wasn't horrible. They
It
actually
wasn't-
did a lot of good payouts to the fans of the 2 franchises, so that was pretty good.
It just didn't feel tonally like either of the two to me.
It did actually for Freddy's stuff.
Yeah,
Towards the end
yeah, I
of
guess
Freddy's
that makes
franchise
sense.
run, I should say.
Guys,
What?
I
If
was coming more for nightmare side of things because my
Don't
mom's a
come-
huge fan.
don't come on those things, and also don't mention your mom when you're coming on things. Also, guys, I apologize if you hear it in the background.
Oh, I hear it.
Apparently, huge apartment alarm is going off right now.
Do you have to evacuate?
I don't know. No, because I've always told Hannah if I was ever in the middle of a stream and a tornado showed up or something happened, I'll just die on stream. Like, why not?
Awesome.
Going back to the
List.
Predator side of things, I
Yes.
like Predator 2. I know it's not well liked, but it established more lore for the characters.
You don't think it's well
than
liked?
any of the
I think
films.
it's pretty well received, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think it has as big of a following as Alien does, but definitely it has its following. Like
I don't.
I meant
it's more of your
specifically
action
Predator.
followers.
Okay, I will personally say I don't like Predator 2 as much as the first one, but I like them both. And I just think the second one is a little bloated, and I felt like it felt more like check out the new place that we're fighting in, and check out the new stuff, and we're gonna do it all again, but in Los Angeles. I'm like, oh, it doesn't really feel like you necessarily earned all of this, so it was really strange.
Like
I don't know. It was.
And you got when I first got into this, there wasn't any. There was just those two Predator films, and I've always constantly heard, the second Predator was such a letdown.
Right. I can see that. Yeah, because AVP was the reigniting of the Predator franchise. I feel.
I think that came before Predators, didn't it? I believe so.
I'm not sure. Yeah, that came before Predators.
Yeah, that's what I thought because it had that was the '70s show was still going when AVP came out.
Right.
But Predator 2, it established the key lore for the Predator, franchise as a whole, more so than the first one.
Yeah.
But you also don't have the extremely muscular high five.
Shots in the background yelling.
It's like, what is he saying?
What?
I just heard you.
I said no, tornado, please go away.
All right, you guys keep talking real quick.
That's mine.
Okay.
Do you?
Yeah.
Because I mean,
weird because that felt like 3 franchises.
Yeah,
So I feel like
they're
you
all
cheated.
connected, shared universe.
I just feel like you cheated. That's all.
Nah, it's perfectly legal.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy that they finally said Blade Runner is part of the Alien world because Alien is awesome, but it's also cool to kind of have the like what's going on in regular civilization, and that's the Blade Runner side of things.
Well, I would argue it's because you're a pervert. I'm sorry. I didn't do that. I'm sorry.
I don't know where that came from. But
I stop talking about gaming. Where'd Michael go?
O-M. E. I forgot the E.
Michael just fucked off, and then the tornado sirens started going off outside. Can we stop with the fucking sirens inside of my fucking apartment?
Are you safe, man? Do you got?
I don't know. Like I refuse to. Like I'm trying to look. I'm trying. Shut up. I'm trying. But again, like I said, it's not a meme. I told Hannah, I go, if there's a tornado warning, I don't give a toss. I'm gonna stay on, even though it sucks because I legitimately have 3 big windows right there, so it's probably the most dangerous place I could be in my entire apartment.
Probably.
But you know what? It builds character. And then I'll have cool scars. I'll be like Kylo. Women like scars, you know?
If you've noticed me muting my mic, it's because I have burgers I'm eating. My wife just brought them to me.
You're eating birds?
Burgers.
Oh, burgers.
Don't be eating on my podcast.
Hey, he's got a candy bar.
Fucking jealous. I was gonna say I'm the only one. I'm a drinker. I've actually, and fucking shout out to me. I stopped putting ice in my drinkalages.
Because you could hear it.
Because it sounded like anal bags, and I'm not fucking cool with my florms. Like
Someone
flopping all over.
ruined ice for me at fast food places. Like I can't.
Okay,
I have
what
to
the
ask
fuck
for
are we
no ice.
doing? What are we doing? I go
What are
away
you,
for like 2
Nigerian?
seconds.
We
Stop
were
it.
waiting for you to come back. It's
Yeah.
John.
Wait for
John,
me.
go with your next one.
Okay. You know,
I'm
honestly,
sorry, audience. I hope they
I
weren't
didn't-
annoying.
I
you.
didn't actually think I'd pick this one.
Okay.
But I'm gonna throw it on since your stupid little avatar picture when you left. I'm gonna pick the Turtles.
See, I was gonna say that in my list too, but the cartoon came out before the movies. The cartoon set precedence for the film franchise.
But I'm talking about the film
You
franchise.
can't. Nope.
though.
I said it
Well, I
can't,
can't do that?
start from the TV show.
That seems unfair. All right, fine.
I
So
made it really hard on myself. I took 2
I
franchises
will
out
retract.
that I would
I will
pick.
retract then.
Dude, he
And
had
I-
it was something even more complicated. So
No, this
What did I
sucks
hit you
though.
with?
it's a. I thought it was 5 film franchises that
Oh, yeah,
never
yeah.
became anything
I-
other than a movie, and
I
I'm like,
told-
Oh fuck!
I
Yeah,
told
good
him I
luck
was
with
like, pick
that.
5.
That's not a
I
thing.
said, pick 5 film franchises, only 5
Yeah,
films, and because the way I wrote it, and he's like,
yeah.
a film franchise with just 5 films, and he's like, what?
Well, not only that, I bitched because I was like, which one didn't get ruined for me? Okay,
Right.
so another one that got ruined for me, but I love it. I'm gonna go with Terminator.
Okay.
I think Terminator 1 and 2, they are the pinnacle of sci-fi action thrillers. I think it's legitimately some of the best peak filmmaking ever.
they're
the
so
first-
entertaining.
The first one is this weird, it's a slasher film. It's instead of a supernatural character or just a basic ass murderer coming after you, it's a fucking robot from the future. And they're coming after a non-knowing lady, and you need to send a hero back. That's
Mhm.
it. Not only do we get to see a dystopian future, we get to understand how we got there for the most part, and now we're trying to just not make it happen. And that's awesome. So the first movie happens, you have Arnold, this big honking monster that looks, beyond normal men, being this honking robot, which I'm like, I totally buy. It's gritty. It's classic 80s film gore, but like without being overt, while at the same time being thrilling and exciting. The acting is really on par. And it encompasses itself very, very, very well. The movie could have ended and just been done, and the franchise didn't need to be a franchise. But then Terminator 2 comes out, and it expands on everything. It uses all the stuff that you remembered from the first film,
Mhm.
and it gave you payoffs for thinking. And this became more action-oriented, kind of like Alien versus Aliens. One was a thriller, one was an action sci-fi film.
Yeah.
And they fucking nailed it. And then when as soon as you see the thumbs up going into the lava to secure the future, blah blah blah, you get to infer stuff like, did John go off? Judgment Day still happened and John went off and became awesome? Did they stop Judgment Day? We don't know. I think a lot of us can infer that Judgment Day stopped, but maybe a different one started. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking film was great. And it showed like duality of characters with like Sarah growing and a robot. Even they figured out a way to endear us to a character that shouldn't have a personality.
And special effects that still hold up today.
Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. And then you have Terminator 3, which is kind of it's not a parody. It's not making fun of itself. It's trying, but like not doing a good job.
That was the first one without Cameron too, right?
I imagine. It went for a joke. I enjoyed Kristanna Loken. I thought it was neat. I thought having Arnie back was fine. I didn't like what they did with John Connor. They turned him into a pussy. Why is he blonde?
Drug
It's
addict.
lame. It's fucking lame. Three was watchable, but I didn't like it. And then Salvation was like, oh, you want to see the war shit? I'm like, well, I guess.
Didn't they say his mom was dead in that one too? His mom
Yeah.
was dead.
yeah.
Yeah. Which
Okay, so that
fucking
makes sense
is
why they
awful.
had to erase those films. Fucking-
Exactly.
Okay. I was trying to figure out why.
I would have
he
rather
really
they just
wanted
been
to.
estranged. Like they did, like her job was done, so she
Yeah.
fucked off because she didn't think she was a good mom.
I
I
mean,
could have totally done
technically
something
in
with
that film though, Terminator was on my list too, so I'm
Yeah.
not even gonna say that one now. But in the third one, even like you don't even need to say she's dead.
Well,
I don't think they.
Like I said, they could have just been estranged.
Because don't they visit her grave and there's like a weapons cache?
Yeah.
She left a weapons cache.
She
She's
left
dead.
those.
She left it for him,
Yeah, all
just in
right.
case.
They never showed a dead body. She's not dead.
Nope, it's like that's how I want to play it. But then you have 4, which doesn't really hurt anything. I don't particularly care. I found it to be kind of whatever, meh.
4 was Salvation, which is it's not a bad movie.
No.
It's just not a good
Who
Terminator
cares?
film.
Like who cares? It's just a
It's
future.
just a war.
It's like
future movie.
Elysium or fucking
Starship Troopers.
Did Die to Repeat or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then you get to the new one, and fuck you.
No. You
that
had
film?
Genesis. You had Genesis first.
Oh yeah, also fuck you.
Fuck you. Genesis is awesome. People go watch Genesis.
You have to be a liar. Do you actually
Genesis.
believe that? Do
I
you actually
really
think
like
Genesis is good?
Genesis. I really do
Matt
like
Smith?
Genesis. Huh?
Matt Smith. Excuse me.
Yeah, talk about a fucking actor, Matt Smith, who keeps getting into these fucking sci-fi films and gets completely cut out of them.
I
It's
feel
fucking
so
hilarious.
bad for him.
Fucking guy. And then you see Karen Gillian and Arthur Darville go off and do shit, and he's like, "Oh man, I should have stuck with Doctor Who." Genesis, you fuck right off. I'm sorry. I'm that
You
guy.
fuck right off, sir.
Good. Fuck me.
Fuck you.
No, they just reset. They just completely reset the storyline, and they just want to remake it. And it's really shitty, and they don't even do a good job of it. If they'd have maybe done a good job, I'd have been fine with it. But then you made John Connor a Terminator. I don't know what's more egregious, and I know what's more egregious. Fucking
'Cause they did it
fucking shotgunning him in the first fucking 5 minutes and double tapping him just so the audience knows, hey, fuck you. This movie's not about him anymore. I go, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Those people who made those films not only are just retarded, they also obviously hated the franchise as it was. Fuck them. Fuck all of it. Terminator started with Terminator 1 and ended with Terminator 2. End of discussion for me. It's a cool franchise that deserves to be watched over and over and over again because it's some of the best sci-fi action thriller I've ever seen.
I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it.
And
It's
I'll
the
say it again.
one franchise
Man,
that
I love being a
Love
turtle.
being a turtle. Yes. Okay,
that the
sorry.
reboots can be continuations because it's fucking time travel. They change the past.
Fuck you! Fuck both of you! I hate this.
I
John,
can't wait for
John,
the prequel that
it's
serves
part
as
of
the
the
short
rules.
circuit remake.
They used the same characters and couldn't even like.
It's part of the rules.
Ugh, it's
John,
bad.
it's part of the
Fuck
rules,
off.
John.
It's
John,
awful.
it's part of the rules, John.
I don't even know what that means. It's all lame. It's all lame.
Carl, can you hear
It's
me,
all lame.
Carl?
Hey man, talk about another
Carl.
show that fucking died after the first season. Negan was cool though.
That's spinoff
I've
they're
watched
bringing
his
out
stuff.
is
Like
weird.
I stopped watching after season 4 of Walking Dead, but I watched all of Negan's like little rants and shit on YouTube.
I
love that actor. So
I love Jeffrey D. Morgan.
Yeah,
I've loved him since Grey's Anatomy when he was Denny Duquette. I'm gonna do it.
I
I'm
wish
gonna
they
do
would.
it.
I wish they would have done a sequel to which it wasn't
Supernatural.
A-Team. It wasn't 18, but it was the one
Rampage.
Like, A-Team.
Losers.
Fuck. Losers. Yeah.
Oh, I love that film.
Yeah, another comic book movie Chris Evans was in.
Terrible editing, but
Oh,
a
yeah.
fucking great film. The editing in that shit is abysmal. They
Yeah.
tried to do the comic booky shit. Like, remember Ang Lee's Hulk?
Mhm.
They tried to do that kind of style, and it just
Now
does
see-
not work. It's
Now
retarded.
see, John. Ang
Don't
Lee's
tell me
Hulk.
you like Ang Lee Hulk. God damn it.
That movie.
Mutant
love-
Poodle.
When I first saw that movie when it came out,
Damn it.
I loved the way it was edited. Granted, I don't know how young I was when it came out, but still, I loved the way it was. I was like, "It's a comic book movie come
Can
to
you-
life." I was like, "This is so
Can you do me a
cool."
favor and hit a specific button for me, please? Okay. And then I need the
For
other one
John.
after that.
A what?
That was me. Now I need the other one.
Oh, I don't like this one.
I liked it.
Yeah. I don't know which one was the real one. Which voice was the real voice of it?
Yeah, this one and Catwoman are the bottom of my comic book movies. But
How dare
wanna
you?
know
It had
something,
Halle Berry in it.
Like,
Do you not
any
like?
of these-
You're racist. You just don't like females or
Okay,
strong
we gotta
black
go.
females.
Reverse. We're never gonna get through our fucking list.
No, I don't know why you said 5.
So we might cut it down. Catwoman.
Don't you fucking do it.
Catwoman.
Don't you fucking do it. You fucking idiot.
I
What are
actually
you
like
doing?
the Catwoman film too.
Of course you do.
Dude,
Fucking of course
All
you
those
do.
old Marvel films and shit like that. I love them. The only ones
There's
that
a
are really-
difference between watching like Roger Corman's fucking shitty claymation thing and having Halle Berry
It
running
wasn't
around in a
claymated.
dump.
That was a fucking suit.
Oh, whatever. The special effects were clay like
No
stop motion shit.
No, they weren't. Oh my god,
What?
you should watch Doomed on
I remember
Amazon.
watching the they did like
They did
extendo
okay. So
thingies.
there's a scene
We're
in-
getting off topic, you
in
fucking
Fantastic
prick.
Four, Roger Corman's Fantastic Four, where Mr. Fantastic waves his hand out this limo, right? All it is like one of those fucking pool noodles in the sleeve. And it just like waves.
With a hand on it, he's
Yes.
like, "Hello."
I
Damn
just
it.
watched the Doom documentary last
I
week
hate you.
on Amazon. If people want to check it out, talking
Don't
about the
fucking.
Roger
I'm
Corman
talking
film.
about Terminator, for fuck's sake. Could we not talk about Halle Berry's Catwoman? Can we just not do that right now?
well, I was gonna give you an annoying fact about the Hulk movie.
God
Oh, give
damn
us
it!
an
Do
annoying
it.
fact
Fine,
because
give
I
it
love
to
that
me.
movie too. Well, I love
Well,
the
I mean, if you
editing.
notice, the ending is exactly where the MCU Hulk picks up, so it could technically be considered part of that franchise.
Why do you guys try to actively make me hate both of you on a daily?
That's
basis?
how I always assumed it was. I always assumed that
Oh, yeah.
was the prequel
Well, yeah.
to
No, I
his,
figured
and
they
then
just
go,
didn't.
go, go.
It was a soft reboot.
Well,
It's exactly what it was.
Ross is. Isn't that Ross?
No,
like
it's
the only-
different characters in that
No,
one.
it's the only one from the Incredible Hulk, right?
yeah.
And then he moved on. Okay.
Yeah, because
I didn't
in-
like
in
the
Ang
Angry
Lee's,
Hulk.
they
I
actually
thought it was
have-
retarded. I thought it
in-
was really stupid.
Yeah. In Ang Lee's, they have a lot more of the military characters that we actually see in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and shit like that. So,
Sure,
Well,
why not? It was
Yeah.
just so fucking.
not the same actors, though.
Ugh.
But
Terminator.
Terminator 2, I do consider one of the best sci-fi action films ever made. I have no problem saying that. Merchandising's awesome. Put Arnie on the map, which I would still argue, like maybe things like Predator, Conan probably did it beforehand.
yeah,
I don't care. Terminator 2, he has his iconic look. We all
Making-
know it.
twins put him on the map. Come on.
Oh, yes. Sorry. No, I would argue Danny DeVito. DeVito?
The video. Where was
Straight-
that ad back in the 90s?
straight-
video.
We're going straight to Danny DeVito. It's right before Laserdisc. No, I always thought it was really good. I've heard really good things about Sarah Connor
Connor Chronicles.
Oh yeah, highly recommend.
Tentacles.
Yeah.
I've heard good things.
Spreading.
It's mostly Joss Whedon, right? Stuff.
No.
Did he do that?
No.
I can
No.
find out for you
I
real
don't
quick.
believe he did
Yeah,
that.
that'd be awesome. Let me know who did it. I know Lena Headey's in it. I know she plays Sarah Connor,
Mhm.
and Summer Glau is the Terminator, so she's super fucking hot. So
Josh Friedman.
I
creator.
I thought you were about to say Josh Whedon,
I
and
was
you were
about
about
to
to trigger
smack him.
Michael. I was getting ready.
Yeah, Josh Friedman created it.
Okay. Why does that sound familiar?
Because it sounds like Joss Whedon.
No, I was gonna say like Fringe.
War of the
Friedman?
Worlds, 2005.
Okay. Like the
Dark
Tom
Fate
Cruise-
Terminator.
You fucking piece of shit. God damn it.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Which is probably
watch,
why he wrote in that John died. That's the universe that John went into in the Sarah
I
Connor
would-
Chronicles, where John was.
I
dead.
would watch Chronicles if I didn't feel like the second film nailed it. Like, it sucks. It was one of those things where it's like, would I love to see expansions in this universe?
Mhm.
Absolutely. The problem is I just feel like 1 and 2 did such a phenomenal job of closing up their story that it deserved to be left alone.
That guy is also writing Avatar 2 screenplay.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, he is.
That's fine.
the guy
I don't
did
have high
Genesis.
hopes I don't have high hopes for that.
Or Dark
anyway.
Fate, sorry.
I don't have high hopes for that shit anyway, so who cares? I'm assuming we're hanging our hat on the technological shit again.
I actually just rewatched.
Because you said you just
Avatar.
rewatched it. Yeah. Which I
It's-
imagine, I mean, it's
It wasn't as
Ferngully in
horrible as I
space.
remember. Of course, I hadn't watched it
Unobtainium,
since
shut up.
2009. Yeah,
The
that
movie's
was stupid.
fine. The movie's fine. It's fine. It's just
Yeah.
you hang
Here's
your
your
hat on the
soundbite.
3D and the good stuff. It's fine. It's
fine.
fine.
It's fine. I hate it. It's fine. I hate it. It's fine.
A-
I hate it.
Avatar is enjoyable for the spectacle. I don't fucking care about the story. It doesn't matter. And I don't think you were expected to care
No.
about it. That's why everybody's a one-dimensional character.
If you
It's
care about the story,
it's disgruntled doctor lady with smoked cigarettes.
as we were
and-
watching it, I was like, so tomorrow we're gonna watch Ferngully, right?
or Dances with Wolves.
Or Pocahontas.
Or Pocahontas. To be fair, Pocahontas is better. They have songs.
All right. So that
So
was
what
your
is number
2.
2?
Terminator's number 2 for you. That was on my list, so I'm just gonna go to another one.
Okay.
Fast and Furious.
Hey!
Because Fuck you. Fast and
I
Furious
love this conversation.
is awesome.
Is all of it awesome though?
It's all awesome.
Yes,
first
Hobbs
one
and
we
Shaw,
all know-
the best Fast and Furious film
That's
in the
not a
franchise.
Fast and Furious film. That just has a stupid.
It says
logo on it.
Fast and the Furious, Hobbs and Shaw.
But it's not part of the Fast and Furious
Lies.
10.
Lies.
Spin-off.
9.
Side story.
Fuck it.
Irrelevant
I
side.
Okay, so the first one we all know is like the best one made film wise.
Can we talk about
everything?
this? I want you to tell me the premise of
Okay.
the latest Fast and the Furious film.
Which was
Of
Fast
the latest one.
8, right?
Yes. Fate of the Furious.
Fate of the
And
Furious.
then I got a question when you're done.
Shut
Okay.
up, Tivis.
Fate of the
Sorry,
Furious was
sorry.
the one right after they shot that when Paul Walker was dead.
Yes.
Mhm.
Correct.
And they
Yes.
drive off into the sunsets.
No. Fate of the Furious is not the one before.
Yeah, that was the one
Fast
before.
7 was the one where Paul Walker died
Oh, sorry.
during it. Yeah, because that's the
they
one
come
where
back
they.
from driving. From
Yeah,
His
they do the
brother
very
said-
sad ending.
Oh my
That's just like "fuck you, film, fuck you, fuck you, film." Why did they have
But
to
tell
do
me,
that?
what did they do
So
in the
Fate-
newest film?
Fast
Because I
8.
want to talk about the first one.
Okay, so Fast 8, it was the first one with Charlize Theron. She's a bad person. She's a villain. She's like this cyber. I'm assuming it's supposed to be who was controlling the dude in Hobbs and Shaw. That's what I'm
It's
under the
Cyberdyne.
assumption of.
Terminator, Fast and Furious
They had
crossover.
The Rock punched a missile.
He didn't punch it. He
he
like made it
turned
move,
it, whatever.
and it was a torpedo
Yeah.
on ice. It's completely doable.
Yes. So I will say these films are now action.
When is
based,
MythBusters gonna do that episode?
right?
Oh,
Um,
So no, The Rock did that. They're also driving on sheets of ice.
yeah, they're driving on
they're-
sheets of ice while things are breaking out of these ice, and he's turning a torpedo
Yeah.
while they're being chased by
Are you sure he
international
didn't punch it? I swore he
crazy
punched it.
ass people.
Like
Doesn't matter. Either way, it's stupid. And I'm pretty sure he put his hand on it and goes, ah!
oh,
and like
maybe he
turned it.
just like went like that or something.
Sure, either way.
Um,
That's where we're at.
No.
How did we start?
no. That is just a stupid action sequence. The
Fuck
story
you.
for the family
Fuck
shit is what it's about.
you.
John.
When
It's
I
about
hear
family,
Fast and
John.
when I hear
I need a
Fast and
I need
Furious,
Vin's-
I don't know
I need
about
Vin's
you,
soundbite.
Tivis. I don't know about you, But when I hear Fast and Furious, I don't think turning torpedoes with your bare hands.
He
in
did it
the
fast
arch-
because he was furious about it.
God damn it. So now that we know where we are,
And actually, it wasn't
I wanna
even
know where we
called
came
Fast
from.
and the Furious. It's just called Fate of the Furious.
you're gay. Shut up. Go back to the first
No,
one.
no. Okay.
Yes, no. No, yes.
Dom also found out he had a kid. He watched the mother of that kid get killed right in front of him, but still, Jason Statham
Fucking
jumped out of a
spoilers.
Jason Statham jumps out of a plane with the
Also
baby.
spoilers. All strapped to his chest like baby fucking Yoda and Mandalorian. Can we stop this whole strapping babies to your chest shit? Can we stop that? Mandalorian is shit, by the way. What a fucking
We're not
terrible
talking
show.
about that right now. If you
I
want to
know.
talk
What a
about that,
fucking
you can bring
terrible
up
show.
Star Wars. Anyways, okay, so you go
Anyways,
back, you
guys.
flash forward back, fucking what, 20 years
All the way
now?
back to the original film.
Holy shit, it's been 20 years, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been too fucking long. Because apparently the fucking franchise lost its mind. Do we remember what the first
2001.
film was about, sir?
So,
what was
yeah.
the first film about?
So the
It's been
first film
19 years.
is about the. I'm trying to remember if he was CIA. No, he wasn't CIA. He was just a normal
He was
detective.
just a fucking ass cop. He was just a
Goes
detective or
undercover to find out about the street
This-
racers that are doing illegal.
A smuggling ring.
Yeah, and they were doing illegal street racing too, but they were mostly smuggling. He
That's
wanted.
not what he was going after. They were
Right.
fucking ripping off semi trucks for goods
Gasoline.
and goods. No, they were stealing fucking DVDs and shit and putting in.
I was
the
gonna
fucking-
say, didn't they take DVD players?
you're a fucking
that wasn't
retard.
Them. That wasn't them. That wasn't Dom's crew. That was like the.
So they're
the-
stealing gasoline. They're really gonna go through all of that just for get. You're so.
It was
fucking
fucking
full of
Robin
shit.
Hood. It
You
was
are
Robin
so fucking
Hood.
full of shit. You're so full of shit. How do you not know your own franchise?
Dude, go
God
back and
damn
watch it. I bet you.
Yes, I will. You're
Because
wrong.
all the stolen DVDs and shit that you're talking about.
Because you're talking that it's James Hahn's character or whatever the fuck. Juan? What the fuck? Not Juan. Fucking. What's the fucking.
Han?
Yes.
He didn't show up till Tokyo Drift, first of all. He wasn't in
No,
the first
he's
one.
in the first one. He's in the
No.
fucking Black Miata.
No, that's not Han.
Who the fuck
was
is
the
that?
bad
It's the same
guy.
actor. It's the
No,
same
that's-
actor. Is it not? Am I racist? Am I being racist?
Yes,
I think I'm
you
racist.
are.
I think I'm being fucking racist by accident. I think I might be being.
Because Han is the actor who is in Code 8. The Asian dude, the Asian police officer in Code 8.
Sure. That
We
doesn't.
just started
explain
that
anything.
movie last night
That
and then our
doesn't
fucking power
explain
went out.
Oh, and you can't even
Um,
finish it.
No. Fucking A.
It's not terrible.
It's Johnny Tran is his name, his character's name, and he's played
a
by
shame.
Rick Yoon.
He came in Tokyo Drift, didn't he?
No.
Where the fuck is he from? Why do I know him?
Because he's in the first Fast and the Furious movie.
And they bring him back constantly. Okay, you're confusing the shit out of me. Just do your thing, and I'm gonna just do my own research because you're confusing the absolute fuck out of me.
I don't. What the fuck do you want from me, dude?
I don't
The
know,
Asian
man.
dude,
You
the
don't know what
Asian
you're
bad
talking about.
guy, or
'Cause you're racist.
whatever, is Ricky Yoon in the first movie. He was the one that had the garage full of shit that Paul Walker's
Yes.
character was like, "Oh my god, these are the people we got to call the and then get them in there." And then it was all like legit stuff.
Okay,
anyways.
so here's Han in the first film. It's Soon Kang.
Han is not in the first film.
Well, I just looked it up.
Han
Or
does
did-
not show up.
Or did
until-
it do me a cast thing? Fucking Google. Google, you suck. No, it's fine. I put Fast and
Okay, the
Furious
first-
cast, and it gave me a full off cast for all
Ooh,
of them.
Well, you also got to be careful because the Fast and the Furious is the first one. Fast and the Furious is the fourth one. That's
There we
where
go.
Han is. Han shows up in
There
that
we
one
go.
for
There
like
we
a second.
go. There we go.
because that was like Vin Diesel's way of tying him into the third one, so you knew the fourth one took place before the third movie.
Jesus Christ. This is insane. It's fucking insane. I fucking hate it. Okay, yeah, you're right there. Okay, so there we go. Rick Yoon, Johnny Tran. There we go.
Yes.
So he comes, but doesn't he come back? Isn't he
No.
like alive?
Han comes back in he's supposed to be in the ninth.
So Han comes back, not
Yeah.
Johnny Tran.
because Han dies at the end of Tokyo Drift. Spoilers, but if you've seen any of these, you know that. But They have Han in.
Oh, so I was
4, 5,
absolutely
and
100%
6.
accidentally racist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did. Okay. Johnny Tran was cool, by the way. I wish they would have brought him
He was.
back
He
instead.
did the motors. He had the motorcycle in the first one. He drove that around more.
Well, he
than
drove
he
the
did
little
car.
black Honda too
Yeah.
for the street race.
Street
he was
racing,
fucking
yeah,
cool as fuck. And then he was Diamond Face for that really shitty James Bond film,
Mm.
if I remember correctly. Which I also could be being racist again. It's fine. But he's a cool actor. I like him. I liked him in the first one. That's really the point I'm trying to make.
Right.
I like the first film. Holy shit. Is kind of where I'm at, and I don't understand where we're at now.
Okay.
Shit has
I don't
lost
know
its mind.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
What'd you think about the second one?
The second one, it was all right. It was just a street race fucking thing
I
with
wanna tell
Tyrese
you.
Gibson.
I want to tell you right now.
It was the first edition of Ludacris. In case people didn't know he was in
I
that
like
movie.
the first one's storyline. I thought the second one was way more fun because it's a fucking cartoon. It's
Yeah.
just neon lights.
Oh, it definitely is. The
I
whole
totally bought the
opening of that
soundtrack.
movie, dude.
I bought the soundtrack. It's fucking absurd. I'm hungry. Like, I want to die. This fucking film is retarded, but I had a blast.
That movie, it came out in 2003, and that's when a lot of those random car movies were just like trying to show off everything. Just Pimp My Ride
Redline.
was like
You remember
the big
Redline
thing.
too? Well, yeah,
Yeah.
Exhibit doing shit.
But
on
Pimp My
MTV.
Ride was like a big thing, so they had all
West
these
Coast
like
Choppers.
fucking dumbass cars and shit. And then when you go into Tokyo Drift, fucking Bow Wow's there with his Hulk car. I was like, God, I wanted that car though. Have you seen any of these, Tivis?
I seen the first 3, but I only know the third one really well, and the first 2 blend together.
Your face
Right.
blends
Yeah.
together.
The third one has Zachary Ty Bryan in it.
Never heard of him.
I have a couple questions.
You've
for
never
you.
heard of Zachary Ty Bryan?
Go
I
ahead.
don't think so.
Home Improvement. He was the oldest son.
Oh, I know Jonathan Taylor Thomas was in.
Zachary Ty
He had to do
Bryan's
a
the
lot of
oldest
things.
brother.
Yeah, but Jonathan Taylor Thomas was in the third one.
No, Zachary Ty
Tokyo
Bryan.
Drift.
is.
I don't think.
Come on, this is on my list. You don't think
This
I
is
know
also
these things?
true. This is also true.
And
Why am I even?
why are you even?
Why am I even trying?
No, just why are you even?
I know. Why am I even alive?
I got a
I
couple
actually-
questions for you, Mike.
Okay, but let me say this real quick,
Okay.
and then you can ask your questions. I actually gave my ending to the Fast and Furious franchise on Twitter the other day. I said the true satisfaction of is Fast and Furious 10 being the last one, and they call it F-X in space. And the last scene would be Dom, Vin Diesel's character, for people who don't know, riding off in space in a space hot rod, looking back with his open mouth smile, and then winks as he drives off into space adventures. And I'm totally not joking. That would be fucking dope because I keep picturing the
So-
hot rodding teenagers from outer space or from Dimension X. Whenever
So
I
I think
picture
you
him,
kind of just answered my first question, which is, do you think they will ever do this rumored story of them going to the moon that they have said for the last 3 films is going to happen?
I'm sure they're edging up to it with the shit that they're getting into with the crazy the character that Charlize Theron plays. Like there's a lot of tech being introduced, so I can totally see it happening.
Do you
If they
think
do
when
it right.
get to the moon, one of them is going to be floating off into space due to driving a car in low gravity?
I don't care. I think it would be awesome.
Spaceships in low gravity.
Bro, we had a
Doing the
Jason
parsec.
X in space. Fuck
Ye-
off.
He
Like-
was on a space station, though.
No, he was in a spaceship.
Was it a
Um,
ship? I thought it was like the space. Well, it don't matter.
I believe it was a ship.
Weird.
And then he like upgraded himself, and then his
Nanites.
hockey mask became part of him. What the fuck?
Fucking nanites.
Yeah,
But-
that film killed their idea for
Yeah.
13 movies. But yeah, my second question is:
Okay.
Michelle Rodriguez still in that franchise?
She is at the moment. I'm not sure if she's going to be staying or not. I would assume so because she's like the main dude's girlfriend, wife. So why the fuck not? Personally, her personal reasons might take her away, but I don't see that happening when money comes in. So
Because that leads into, I was going to do my number one, but it kind of too perfect to ignore this. Resident Evil.
Oh,
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
actually don't hate that choice. I love that choice actually.
okay.
Yeah,
do you
they
love about it?
diverged from the original games, but holy shit, that first one,
Mhm.
oh, the soundtrack, just everything about that movie. I want that schematic they have on the laptop for a screensaver so bad of the Hive.
Oh yeah. I'm
Um,
sure you could find it like for the PlayStation. They probably have it as a backdrop for PlayStation. Even shit.
yeah. This just pushes so many of my buttons. Zombie, fucking little bit horror, but not too much.
What's your
The
favorite?
team dynamic of the soldier. First one, hands down.
Really?
Yeah, I'd agree.
I hear the second one is always the best because it goes with the game a little bit more.
Oh fuck
I
no! This
love
shit
the
is
second one.
retarded. It's funny. It's a joke. It's got Mike Epps in it. GTA, motherfucker.
John, they're all fucking jokes.
Yeah, to be fair, but the first one tried. Like the first one tried, and then
Yeah.
like I would say the third one tried again. Afterlife, I believe, is the one they're in the desert.
The third one is where
Yes.
it really diverges into weird,
That's
especially since they
Extinction.
say the planet is a desert, and then the following movie they're at a ocean, like a port with a boat.
Now-
Yeah.
Okay,
and that
do they
fucking
say that
crashed.
do they say that the planet is a
Yeah, it
desert
can
or
be-
just that area?
They
they're
you
in
can
Well, they
Vegas.
end
interpret-
up in Vegas.
Yeah, they're in Vegas, and I'm
Yeah.
assuming that they shit just happened. I don't understand that one.
it doesn't. It's kind of just ignore that line
Yeah,
because
But I
they
remember
show the whole
Afterlife.
Earth when they're talking about it, but it could also just be she thinks it dried up because she's in
It's-
fucking Vegas.
it's okay. They end one of them, the one where she goes into the city, and then they end it on that boat. Remember that one? I think
Yeah.
That is
4 or 5
Afterlife.
4 was the one where they're on the boat.
where they
'Cause-
ended on the boat, right?
Because it's the 3D one
Yeah,
where they
Yeah,
have
okay.
like the Silent Hill guy with the hammer and they're fighting in the showers.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
remember we actually traveled to go see that in 3D with Hannah's little sister. I'm not gonna lie, it's some of the best 3D I've ever seen in a film.
Yeah.
I like.
100 fucking percent.
I'm not gonna
The
lie.
film is watchable. I don't hate it. Those films are fucking all dumb, but they are mindless entertainment popcorn nonsense.
They don't explain that character at all. The executioner from
They don't
No,
give
they don't.
they don't give
care.
a fuck
No,
about
they
any
actually-
of their
they
characters,
do
and they don't
state-
care about the game.
They
do
do
not care
throw
about
in
the
some
game.
throwaway lines about how they were experimenting on the things, but they don't say why the fuck this big ass dude.
you don't
because-
see it get released from the nearby
No,
Umbrella
no.
Corp boat lab. That's just
Right.
happens to
I will
be
tell
right
you
there.
right now, these films are fucking dumb. The
Well,
first one at least is grounded.
Can I?
The
tell you
second one
the-
lost its mind, and none of these have anything to do with the game except
they
for
don't.
random ass references. But if you can get past that, they are mindless drone
fun.
nonsense. Just watch them, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a big proprietor of that kind of shit, but man, if there are films that are asking you to not pay attention, these are those films.
Here's the thing though, because we just recently watched all of those a few months
Yeah.
back.
I remember you talking about them. I have not
And-
seen the final one.
And,
Hannah and I are trying
yeah.
not to.
Well, Afterlife
Oh.
ends, as we were saying, on the boat. Who's on the boat with her?
Grass.
It's Alice.
Leonard
it's-
Snart.
Leonard Snart. Thank you, because I was going to say that.
Wesker.
And then the one
Grass.
chick, from Heroes.
Pure global saturation.
And
Grass.
so they end it there, but then they start the next movie right there at the right where they ended it. fucking Leonard Snart's nowhere to be found ever
I know.
again.
They can't even be fucked.
And
And,
then-
like Alice's power level is so fucking different
And she
every
has
single
an
moment.
army at the end of the third film that get immediately killed at the beginning of the fourth.
I'm sorry, these
Yeah.
movies are fucking
Yeah.
dumb, but they're fun to watch. I will tell people
It's awesome.
100%. They are super fun to watch. God damn it, they're retarded. They're fucking dumb, but they're fun. Grass.
They're the best ones, especially like once you get past one. It's kind of like Fast and Furious. Once you get past the first one, it just goes
They
off
tried
the
to be
rails.
serious. They were like, "We're gonna try," and it's like, "You weren't even close." They're like, "All right, well, fuck it."
I would say they go off the rails at the third one because at least the second one.
Oh, third's
tried.
the third didn't even like. Third was just like, we're gonna just do whatever the fuck we
Yeah,
want.
Yeah.
The second
They-
one at least
the
had
third
things
one-
like we'll bring in Nemesis for stars.
So I think what happened with the third one is like they chose a color palette to go with for the film, and they were
they're
just
like, guys, we
write
have
it
one
in
filter.
somehow.
We can't afford another filter in Avid. We need to edit in this filter. Can we just go to Vegas? Like it'll be fine. Like it'll be fine.
Just put this in the desert. We're going with.
Hey,
sepia.
they added Ali Larder when Heroes was pretty big for me, so I was fucking so into her. It's insane.
It's funny.
Between that and Final Destination, Ali Larder is fucking bae.
Each film.
Oh,
each
and
film
what's
has
a
its own
what's
color palette. It's
what's
funny.
what's a McNugget dude? The guy from the Mummy franchises. He was the
Brendan
Magui
Fraser?
or whatever the fuck he was called.
Oh, yeah,
the Magi, the Magui, the Moogie Doogies.
Oh, I forget
I don't know the actor's name, but he was the fucking,
Yeah,
Mike's got
he
it.
was that dude.
I don't.
He was the love interest
Other
for
Fair.
Alice. Sure, why not? Gesundheit.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
Other
not
Fair.
racist. I'm
Other
drinking
Fair.
from a cup made from China.
Other Fur.
Okay.
He was
Oh, I
also
also
the guy. Other was the dude from Deuce Bigelow. He was the main
Yes.
gigolo.
Yes, he was. Wow, he really did. That poor man. He attached himself to some weird stuff. Can we also talk about honorary mention for a franchise, The Mummy? It spawned
Who
the
said that wasn't going to
Scorpion
be
King.
on one of our things?
I'm gonna say
It's
it's not.
on mine, but I probably
God damn it, Tivis!
the Mummy Scorpion King.
Dude, the Scorpion King itself is its own fucking franchise. They
To
got like,
be fair,
they got 4
I would
films
obviously have given you Scorpion King and Mummy over fucking AVP, Blade Runner, and whatever the fuck.
okay.
Why is everyone trying to melt
No,
my brain
no,
today?
that's a really good one, dude. Resident Evil. I
Yeah,
enjoy
I
those
think that's
films.
a great call.
I
I
enjoy
actually
those.
think that's a great call.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right,
it's
John.
so
Number
fun.
3 for you, bro.
Oh fuck.
Only 3. Maybe we should just call it at 3, depending on how far we go. Let's go.
We're doing fine.
Okay.
How much time you got to this?
He's got like another hour or so.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
fine. We're fine.
This might be a long one.
Leave
Strap
Mike
in.
with a lot to edit.
We're fine. There's no editing involved.
I just
doing
sync
fine.
it. I sync it.
God, another franchise that hasn't been. I have to say it. Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
I'm not super pumped about The Hobbit, but they didn't ruin anything. I just think they were poorly made. I don't think they ruined anything with the Hobbit trilogy. But the Fellowship is so strong. And I've gone back and watched them. I think these films are really, really solid, and there's something special to take in every time you watch them. Especially you can watch different takes, which makes it really interesting.
Mhm.
And oh my god, the behind the scenes shit is so much fun, and the DVDs actually give you the chance to go in and see how they made them, which makes it just, if you're a fan of it, they offer you a reason to be invested, not only in the story itself but the production value. It's a beloved thing. I don't know, there's nothing, I can't think of anything. Obviously things are wrong, like something happened or they left stuff out in the movies, like, oh, maybe there was a car in the background by accident. Production stuff happens, some characters had to be cut for the sake of streamlining the adaptation, blah blah blah. So I can understand grievances. But man, when it comes to filmmaking, that shit holds up. CGI still looks pretty solid. They do a lot of matte stuff, which was impressive. The models are great. Makeup, fighting, special effects, acting, casting, music. Oh my god, do I love the music. I think the music's fucking just untouchable. And they took so much work to design like armor and weapons and costumes that getting screen accurate stuff is just so fucking satisfying to see, like getting their swords and shit like that. For a nerd, there's so much to do in that world that I just refuse to believe that it's not something you can get lost in. It's fucking fantabulous. I love it. I love it a ton.
And I don't have much to say on this one, but I will. They did a really good job making the stories like make sense by themselves. Because I actually accidentally entered it in the second movie, and I understood what was going on completely.
Oh yeah, I mean it's companions helping each other out, trying to figure something out. I've told people I honestly I think if something would have catastrophically happened and the other two films never happened, I thought Fellowship was such a good story. Like if you watch the first film, it's encompassed really well. It's like these two people's tasks with the ring. You see why everybody else had to set off on their own journey, and you would just think about what they did. And if you knew the books, you'd just go, okay, I'll read the books. Otherwise, the next movies come out and that's great. Two Towers is good. Haven't finished up Return of the King yet in our rewatch.
Either.
I know you haven't, you big jerk. But I actually found myself still enjoying a lot of the jokes and certain things that they did. Helm's Deep is just untouchable as a battle sequence. I'm sorry. Game of Thrones tried like 2 times. They do really, really good. I'm sorry. Helm's Deep just fucking holds up. It's so good. Just like battle strategies and shit like that. They nail it.
Isn't it? I believe it's one of the most complex fight scenes. That in Narnia. Last I heard, but that was decades ago.
I'd agree. But again, if I had to go to a second one, I'd go probably. I think it's called The Night's Watch or The Long Night or something like that. It's in like season 2 or 3 of Game of Thrones, where they have to hold off the wildlings, and there's like a giant that gets in the tunnels and shit like that. It's an entire episode of a battle. It's a legitimate hour of just battle. If you haven't seen it, just go watch that and it's fucking so satisfying. It's so good.
What's that from?
Game of Thrones.
Okay.
It's hard to, it's hard for me to recommend that because the movie or the show gets so fucking terrible later, but they nailed it with that. It's some of the best battle footage I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
But yeah, Lord of the Rings is just airtight for me. Again, casting, acting, and music. If you love soundtrack, man, essentially, if you're a big fan of just film in general, there is something to like. Will you maybe like it completely? Probably not, but there is something to find extremely well done in this franchise. It's either the music, the visuals, the models, the acting, the casting. Pick something and you will find something that is peak tier. So yeah, I love Lord of the Rings. I love it. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Super fanboy.
All right. Number 3 for me, RoboCop. Because
I didn't have that one on mine, and I should.
Because
that actually popped into my mind with the Terminator, but
I like everything about this franchise except for the remake.
If you don't get this right, You have 10 seconds to comply.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Um,
Bitches leave. Tivis leave. I'm sorry. No, don't leave.
The first one was awesome. The second one got
Yes.
super fucking dark
What the fuck? Yeah.
with like the drug fueled robot.
It was fucking
So
insane.
dark that
Was it
the third-
cocaine, right? Wasn't it cocaine?
It was like a specific drug that they had made
okay.
for it, yeah. So it got so dark that the third one they like made PG-13 so
Oh
that
my god!
like it was
Isn't that
more
the one with the
family-friendly.
jetpack and he was
Yeah,
fighting like
and he
the
fights the
essentially
Asian
I think that
robot
one
dude.
comes-
Oh my god!
or Asian robots?
I think the jetpack comes later on, but
No, it's the
It's
third
in the
one,
third
my
one.
dude. It's
Is
in the
it
like
really?
third. It's in the second or third.
There's only
act.
the original
Three.
set of the films were only 3 of them. So
And then there was a cartoon,
and then there was 2
There was-
miniseries.
and there
was
was
a
two.
cartoon and 2 shows.
Yeah. And then the Iron Man.
And then we don't
and
talk about the remake.
Well, Prime Directives, that's like the miniseries, but those are actually broken into individual movies. You can watch.
Mm.
Yeah.
You can watch them as individual movies.
So what was it? It was Paul Verb. What the fuck is his name? Who directed the first
For-
one? He did Starship Troopers. The director
Okay.
or writer,
That's
I
another
think.
good one. Damn it.
Yeah, right. Dude, come on though. Those movies got progressively worse. Holy fuck. But the first one I enjoy a lot.
Yeah. The first movie is Paul
Verhoeven.
Yeah.
Verhoeven, yeah.
And that's
He's
the one where you get
awesome.
that's the one where you get Murphy played by Peter Weller. And
Yeah, boy.
fucking the
And Red
RoboCop.
Foreman fucking
Yeah,
killing it. Oh my
yeah.
god, one of the most brutal scenes I've ever seen in my life.
That's my RoboCop. When people say that's my Wolverine for Hugh Jackman, that's my
Yeah, boy.
RoboCop.
Yeah, boy. I agree. That
I
fucking
think
voice.
they changed him out in RoboCop 3, I believe, because he played RoboCop in RoboCop 2.
yes.
But I
He didn't
believe
like it
RoboCop-
from what I heard.
the second one. Or the
Yeah,
third one?
he's very vocal about shit
Yeah.
he doesn't like.
Yeah. And then he went and made a Star Trek a movie.
And if anyone can find it, there is actually a really good crossover comic with RoboCop and Terminator.
Yeah. There's actually a pretty cool video mashed up together of RoboCop versus Terminator on YouTube somewhere.
Okay. I don't know if I there's no fucking way I'm gonna be able to pronounce this, but Basil Palladouris.
Okay.
He was the composer for RoboCop, which I will not let him go unnamed because da 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 da. Like, come on, man, he fucking nailed it. Like, there was a video game I remember playing, and every time I heard that theme, it's just like, fuck, man. Like, I don't know, man. RoboCop just had a theme. It's kind of like Superman or Star Wars or Jurassic Park. It's like you hear that theme and you're like, yes, and your fucking arms go up in the air and you're like, hell yeah, or da 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 da. Like, come on,
Right.
it's just so good.
Yeah, no.
That first RoboCop, dude.
The
it was
first one
so
is so
solid.
good. Like just from being a kid watching that first one,
Which
the
you and
dudes-
I probably watched that shit way too
Really
young. I
young?
was under 10. I was
Yeah.
under 10 when I saw it.
I
the
just
dude's
remember a
face
marathon.
melting, like the dude's face melting.
Oh God, yeah.
The
then he just
zombie
gets-
guy, and then he
That
gets hit
stuck
by
in
the
my
car.
head. Yeah.
You know
Red
what's
Foreman
really
hits
funny?
him.
You know what's really funny?
Huh.
So okay, so here we go. This is gonna be really funny. So I was probably like 8. I don't know when the movie came out, like in 1987 or some shit like that. I don't know.
The first
When did it come
one,
out? Yeah,
80,
I think it's 87. I think it was the year I was born. To be completely
87.
honest.
Yeah.
So I saw it easily by 95 or 96. So I was like,
Oh, I
barely
probably
10.
saw it in early 90s, 92, 93.
So yeah, so
I
I'm
was
like
way
8.
young for that
I
shit.
should not have been watching this. And no fucking joke, man.
But they marketed the fucking toys to us. Like it's like don't market
Exactly.
toys to us.
and I
when
had the
it's an
toys.
adult.
I had the big
Yeah.
big doll that you could take the gun out of his leg and shit. Okay, so you're talking about the zombie episode, like as in like it was the most memorable, or it was like the thing that kind of like fucked you up and stuck?
No. It's stuck in my head. It's stuck in my head because every time we turn RoboCop on, I was like, "When's that part coming?"
So it's funny you say that, because mine was I got really fucked up with him dying. Obviously, Murphy being executed. It's really fucked up and horrendous. We usually skip that after the first time. We skipped it. But I'll never forget it because it's horrid. It's absolutely horrendous. But then you have the zombie guy get splattered on the car. Yeah. My parents used to say, we thought you'd run off the VCR how many times you would replay that because you thought it was funny as hell.
Right.
It was like, really? I was like, yeah, apparently him go, woo, and then he gets hit, and then Red Foreman's like, ew! Like, essentially, like, fuck! Like, gross! Right, it's like, they're like, you replayed that, like, a ton of times as a kid, and you just laughed. I go, I think I might be a sociopath. I think I might be insane. RoboCop's good shit, man. I'm sorry. That is pure 80s filmmaking. If you want to know what an 80 films is, like an 80s pure, you do whatever the fuck you want kind of film, that is RoboCop.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Like it looks low budget with a lot of fucking practical shit and like good acting, but like drug references and sex.
Which it makes it harder when it so it's okay.
I appreciate you saying it makes it harder after I said sex, by the way.
It makes it a little harder to take in that reboot that they did. I am not going to say that the remake was as bad as the Child's Play remake because it's not.
No,
but it did not do the franchise any justice. It didn't help. I liked.
What's the best scene in the new RoboCop? You think?
To me, like the best scene in it, I actually liked the fact that when they take him apart, and you see like all of his I might be a sociopath too, but still. Like,
nope. I said the same thing.
It's really
cool. That happened when they pull the camera back and you only see like a little compartment of his body.
Yeah.
I go, man, there was a story in here and they just didn't know what it was.
No, honestly, they could have packaged this. They could have packaged this as an original film and renamed it something else.
Yep.
And tweaked a few things here and there, and it would have been a really cool thing.
You remember, I always bring this up all the time. You remember Almost Human? It was a J.J. Abrams show that got cut too short. That's what RoboCop remake felt like, and they fucked it all up. They suck. They were no fun. They figured out the part that made everything good about it, and they cut all of the good parts out. Like people totally forget why we like these films, and it's because you know why? They make it off the memes. They make it from what they think. That's why Scoob exists. Sorry, Tivis.
And the sad thing is this: the remake.
They make the meme. They make meme the movie of whatever they're making.
The remake had a really good cast. Really good cast. What is he doing? What is he doing now? We can hear him.
I have no idea.
So have you seen the remake? Tivis?
I haven't yet, but I'm actually curious to see it.
Yeah, definitely check it out. It's worth at least a view. I actually own it because I own all the RoboCop films, but it's another one of those franchises where I just had to own every single piece, except for the TV shows. I don't own those of that. But the RoboCop remake, it has a good cast. Like it has a good,
just so bad
everything except for the script.
Oof. But fuck off, Michael. How many scripts have you written in your life?
I have about 30 on this laptop alone.
Have you ever been published? Does anybody care? You're gay.
Yes, I'm published on this website called Letterboxd. And
oh my god, isn't that a great argument? Isn't that such a cool argument to have?
But the dude who plays RoboCop.
Hey,
is Joel
Tivis, you
Kinnaman
can't have that. You can't have that avatar. How many times have you been Mr. Freeze?
every day. He lives up north. Remember?
Oh yeah, he's the ice miser. Or what? No, I'm Mr. White Christmas.
But no,
Dude, I'm
John,
so
shut
gonna
up.
watch Batman and
John,
Robin.
shut
I'm
up.
sorry. My
Shut
bad.
up. Shut up.
Yeah. Shut up. Just shut up.
The
Shut up.
most disappointing thing about the RoboCop remake to me was the actor playing him. I actually really like him. He's also the dude who plays the guy from Suicide Squad. I forget his name. In Suicide Squad.
Jack Flag?
No, yeah. Flag.
Don't know me. You're fucking. Oh, I mean, he's all right.
I really like that actor. I don't. He's that guy I was saying the other like a few podcasts ago. I just don't know why.
He just seems like a
am drawn
nothing
to it.
burger. He just seems like a nothing burger. He
maybe
just seems like.
maybe I gravitate towards that because I'm a nothing burger. God, John,
Oh
jeez.
man, don't ever
Put
say
it out
anything
there.
like that about yourself.
I
mean, it might be
actually
true, but just don't say it.
the character that Sam Jackson plays in that, and I'm not gonna spoil it
Oh,
for you,
fuck.
Tivis, because you haven't watched it. But like he does this stupid thing, and it's like I actually stole that idea for a script I wrote. Except my idea was to have Corey Feldman play the character.
Well, it felt like they were trying to make RoboCop into Hunger Games. It was weird. Like he was like this weird guy on like an MSNBC
What they were doing,
background. Like
what they were doing was changing it up for the times, but mimicking like to do the old news reports on the
they
80s.
weren't though.
That's
so
all they
not
were
the
trying to
same.
do. Except they were
And they
giving
failed.
more of a political statement within those things.
It was awful. It was just bad. And like I just.
Oh yeah, I think
If
they
you were
even
go-
used him as one of the whole trailers too to like introduce the
It's
movie.
so fucking bad. It's so bad. I just ugh. I really can't say anything nice about it other than that the concept with him waking up and seeing himself and all fucked up. Like I'm just like, that was awesome. Where is that duality of man? Because like RoboCop does that really good when RoboCop ends up in his old house and he has to go through and essentially relive his life. And
which they take that entire thing away from the remake.
exactly.
To this.
He's just not human
Oh,
anymore.
don't worry about it. It's been long enough.
Trust me, don't even bother watching it. Shit.
No, he should watch it just to see,
I would
to
say
compare.
watch all the old shit, even as like after 2, it's so bad. To be fair, the first one's the only like legitimately good one.
It's another one like Resident Evil where they go off the the wall.
Yeah, the first one. It's like at least with the other ones though, like they kept the aesthetic. Like you know, the practicals are there, the explosions are there, the gore is there.
I love that the movies
I'm
also
wrong.
showed that Detroit would go bankrupt eventually.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't he shoot someone in the dick?
Yeah. By zeroing in on a girl's vagina and knows that if I shoot the bullet past her lips, I'll hit him in the dick. And he hit him right in the dick. I don't understand the mechanics of it, but I'm there for it. I loved it. It was really funny. It's a good film. If you haven't seen RoboCop in the last like couple of years, go fucking rewatch it. It's awesome.
I'm actually thinking about trying to find a box set now.
You fucking should.
I got
It's
the
good
box
shit.
set for the original
so good.
3. I got the box set.
I'm actually gonna get on Amazon and do that right now.
I have
I'm
the
not
first.
kidding. I'm gonna do
VHS.
it right now.
They have the Blu-ray box set. It's actually not expensive at all. I think it was like $30.
Oh, I'm doing it right now before they get fucking taken away. Because you can't go, bitches leave.
Does Fox own RoboCop now too?
Probably. I don't know.
I don't know.
Who owns RoboCop?
RoboCop Blu-ray box set. I'm going right now.
Metro Goldwyn Mayer. So no.
Orion Pictures, yeah.
I missed the Orion. Every time I saw the Orion like freaking label show up on screen, I was like,
Oh, boo!
What?
RoboCop collection 4 Blu-ray box set. Oh, it's an Italian import. That's why. Because it has the new one on it too.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want that. Don't give me that trash. Ooh, Supernatural.
Oh, it's only $24.
That was good
bucks,
for
though.
about 4.
It's
that
only
was good
$24
for like 4
for
seasons.
the. Oh, that is an Italian import. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking. Shut up.
Okay.
Ooh,
Tivis,
RoboCop unrated director's cut.
What's your third one, Tivis?
So I'm gonna go with my number one, which could have also worked for your Fast and the Furious. Chronicles of Riddick.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, I don't hate that. I think
It's-
that's good.
It's a franchise. Yeah, it's short, but I want more so bad.
I kind of
He's
agree.
making another one.
Yeah, he's been making another one for fucking ever.
He's got to do the ones that are paying him though, because remember he owns Riddick. He owns that. That's
Yeah.
his now. That was like part of his deal to come back to Fast and Furious was that he would get
really only
full
care
ownership
about
of Riddick.
At least once a year, I get on Twitter and I plead with him to please license it out. Just expand the world. I want more.
Well, why would he do that though? Because like once Fast and Furious is over, what has he got? I am Groot. He
Once
needs-
Fast and Furious is over, he's going to be 80.
True.
Ooh,
Make some
Robo-
comics, some books, do stuff.
Riddick
Audiobooks,
4
do
is
voice
Furia,
acting.
right?
It's got a cool
Furia?
voice.
Yeah, anything really.
I'm buying you.
Oh, all
I mean,
right.
they have the game Escape from Butcher Bay, which I cannot recommend enough to people who like video games.
Mhm.
There's no good box sets. Sorry to update and jump in the middle here. I just bought a Blu-ray for the unrated director's cut of RoboCop, and I'm fucking pumped. I just did it. You're welcome.
But and the fact that they called this Chronicles of Riddick
Mhm.
is kind of hilarious to me because when at least Star Wars made the entire franchise called Star Wars, they gave the first movie a subtitle. So that means the second film of this
Fair enough.
franchise is called The Chronicles of Riddick. Chronicles of Riddick.
And then they have cartoons and comics and all kinds of shit.
They have
Yeah.
one and no comic.
It's like one cartoon. No, two cartoons, right?
No, just
Just
the
one?
yeah,
one.
Dark
Fury.
Fury.
Yeah.
Fury. It made by the
Those are
Animatrix.
good. I would have honestly, and Animatrix is way better than the fucking sequels to Matrix, by the way.
Yeah. I really
man,
like that. I like Riddick. The
You
first
know
one,
what
of
would be a
course-
fucking great tie-in if
Huh.
we had to do it? Just for me to be an asshole. Chronicles of Riddick versus Starship Troopers.
Yes.
That would be cool as fuck.
No. You know what's gonna happen, right?
No, I
Fast
don't.
and Furious 10 is gonna
No,
end
don't
with Vin
do it.
Diesel going to meet himself
And like he like drives by a sun and his eyes get blown out and he turns into Riddick.
Oh, there you go. Origin story. 10 movies to get the origin of Riddick.
But what I like about this is that
Tivis is just ignoring.
no,
I
I'm
want to.
just trying
No, I
to keep
agree. I kind
ball
of want
rolling.
to ignore it. I kind of want to ignore it too. That's fucking.
Riddick
would
is
work.
just such a compelling character to me.
Oh, he's just
Yeah.
interesting. I don't even
Yeah.
know if he's compelling. I'd call him interesting. Like, I don't feel like we get enough about him. Like,
Mm.
even in his own film, he's like a defector kind of thing.
And
Or
the
an outlaw?
mystery
We don't
is-
even know. And they don't answer it in the films. He just starts killing people, and we're like, "Fucking, let's go!" Like, I'm like,
But
okay.
I think that makes sense. Like, I don't need to
Oh,
know
fuck
everything.
off! But
Don't
like,
give me
you know,
so much information. Just let him be.
oh,
him.
shut up! It would be really cool to know, like, what does he come
You
from?
want
What
to
is
know
he?
everything.
Oh,
in,
I'll
like,
fucking-
one
I
movie,
will
bro.
fucking stab you. Not
Chill.
one movie. Not one
Chill.
fucking film.
Excuse me.
So how about this? How about this? How about this? You look at Avatar: The Last Airbender. He's the last Airbender. I get that he's an Airbender, and nobody knows anything about his tribe because it's been 100 years. But when he goes back and shows people his temple and they're all dead, you're like, oh man, they're all dead. It's like, yeah, we kind of already knew that as an audience,
Mhm.
but we're watching it with him. So then after that, guess what Aang would start doing? Talking about his tribe and his family, about why they were important and what they did and where they come from and their ideology. Knowing that kind of shit would be really, really cool. And as a character for him, it could really help build on what's his morality strand, what does he have to offer, what are some potential payoffs later for the story. Maybe if he runs into another one who ends up being an asshole, I don't know, Tivis, you know, like the Doctor and the Master, It could be really interesting to see him have this weird duality if one ended up being evil because he lived through the massacre, or like what happened. Like they would have different ideologies. It would be really interesting, but because you just fucking don't care, he's just the thing. And it's like, well, but why is he the thing? I want to know why he is the thing. That's where I'm at. There you go. Boom.
Okay.
Suck it. Suck a knob. And I saw your eyes. That shit could have been interesting. Could you imagine him and another dude with like weird eyes and you're like, who the fuck are you? Where are you from? How are you alive? Blah, blah, blah. I thought
And
it was
they
the only
teased that in the second one
one.
with that necromancer who was a Furian.
Could have been fucking interesting. But did we do anything with it? Nah.
And I was kind of excited with the rumors of him going into talking more about the Necroverse and stuff and how they get their weird ass powers. But instead he decided to do a remake of the first Pitch Black, which I still loved, and it gave us Batista as a character.
Hey, Michael, it feels really good to have Tivis on my side. Suck a D.
Mm-hmm. I can just cut both of you out.
I liked it.
I liked it.
I liked it.
All right, John, go 4 now.
Me.
Hurry.
Oh,
fast,
fuck,
go,
I have to do
hurry,
another
4
one?
now. 4.
I thought we were cutting it off at 3. All right.
I
We're
thought
gonna
we
cut
were
it
done.
off at 4.
Oh my god, I don't know if I have another one.
Okay, if you don't
Stole
have
my-
another one, that's fine.
You stole my turtles one from me. No, give me like 2 seconds. Oh man, I just don't want to start this again, but I'm gonna do it. Okay, Star Wars.
That's on mine.
I really like Star Wars. I even as a kid, because obviously I was a kid, 2011, pushing 12, 13, somewhere in there. Prequels aren't great, but I don't think they're awful. They're entertaining. They expand on the universe a little bit, but we do have some mistakes like the midichlorians. Jar Jar kind of sucks. Let's be fair. Some acting's off, but we have, it's a lot of mechanical things are wrong. But there's stuff to like. But then you come to the sequel trilogies and they just fucking shit on everything. I don't like it. They even shit on their own characters, which is really strange. There's nothing to like other than maybe visually or inferring slash concept, basic ass concept shit from the sequels.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
How about that time they were attacking a ship by riding horses on it, and all the ship had to do was turn sideways?
It's not even that, but it's not even
that.
but it's not even that. Like they could have done that, but they also were like not in like thin air. Like you should have passed out. Like it's also dumb. And horses, just horses. Why are horses in Star Wars?
I'm sorry, Mike.
But this is also after in the same film where you had tread speeders. Why do you have tread? Why are you not hovering?
I am definitely a Star Wars shill. I will continue to go see these movies, even though I agree the last few haven't been that great. I actually don't mind the midichlorian thing because, I mean,
I can live with it. It just creates a plot hole. I wish it didn't exist, but I don't care.
They already had, the Jedi were rare, and there was a reason that not everyone could become one.
Why?
The midichlorians.
Midichlorians.
See, but that was in prequel. That's past talk. Can't do that. That's where the fuck up comes. See, this is where I tell people, Tivis.
Okay.
We're going to do
Go
this.
ahead.
And I have a feeling you're going to bring up stuff. This is going to be a perfect example where I tell people, I don't have a problem with you liking shit. When you start to justify shit, inherently, people who disagree will need to let you know why they disagree. So be ready.
What is your problem with the midichlorian?
So
Being
midichlorians
in the prequel.
Midichlorians removes the mysticism of the Force. So it's a kind of connection. And you don't know why they're connected. Could have been a bloodline. The OT kind of gives you that, but we're not sure. Prequels kind of define it. When you do something like midichlorians and he can test it so quick, like Qui-Gon just like looks at him and goes
On a
"Meh."
razor.
Yeah, like because that's what it was, wasn't it? Was it like a
Go
razor
ahead.
holder? Oh my god, it was like a quick Progo 4 or some shit. Anyway, but think about it. Now we know there's a Sith in the Senate. You're like, oh, we know that? Okay, cool. Midichlorian test for everyone. Let's create a Jedi TSA. And now to get into the Senate, we're going to midichlorian test you. And people will go, that's boring. I'm like, then don't fucking bring it into the story. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at.
That's not boring. It actually would be more political bullshit within the movie.
See, it'd even be worse on top of it. It's like we'd have to watch people. So just don't introduce it. Why bother?
I agree with the context of that one, but with added stuff later on, it kind of disproves that. And
exactly, but that's the sequel trilogy not giving a shit about lore. Again, you can't go post talk when I'm telling you can't use sequel trilogy to go back and say why another thing is dumb.
No, it's not
Another
sequel
thing is
trilogy.
dumb.
It's other stuff. But so they didn't know that they were in the Senate.
Yes, they did. They specifically say it. They knew that somebody
Yeah, they said
somebody
there's
was
someone in there.
manipulating.
But they didn't know
Senate.
who it was.
They knew it was a Sith.
power.
And exactly, you could
You
fucking
don't know
test
if
people.
they're in
If
the Senate or
Palpatine,
in the Senate.
if Palpatine got a fucking midichlorian test, he'd have like 10 billion midichlorians, and you'd be like,
Over 9,000.
You know what I mean? They would talk to him and they go, excuse me. So what have you been doing? And he's like, I don't know what you're speaking of. I just want to do a thing. While he's trying to get absolute power over the Senate, you're telling me that him having a high midichlorian count, people wouldn't make a talk about that?
Well, yeah, but again, they don't know
See?
if they're actually in the Senate or it's a puppet.
They already know that. They know either one. It's either
They know
one.
they're manipulating them, but they
Doesn't
don't
matter.
know
It's
how.
either one. So you would take the precautions regardless. Like I'm saying, the problem is the thing that you're bringing up is something to discuss because of a stupid thing they already introduced. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you removed midichlorians, the conversation does not happen. It does not matter.
Look at it like this, Tivis. So
Yeah.
in current terms,
And trust me, take
And
this
shit.
with a grain of salt because you know
Yeah.
fucking Michael doesn't give a fuck about Star Wars.
well, no, like the whole thing. If you think that somebody is there,
Mhm.
you're gonna test them instantly.
Puppet or
Just
not.
like right now, a lot
Guns.
of places you go to the courthouse right now, they take every single person's temperature to make sure you can go in there because
Ooh.
they don't want to spread that shit.
Even better. Like
So-
you were going disease style.
Yeah.
That's actually surprising.
So
yes.
you utilize that to test everyone in the Senate
That's
because you're not going into
fucking
any political place.
interesting. I didn't even go that metal. Like, yeah. Wow. That's actually really interesting.
So take that with a
Just-
grain of salt, John. Fuck you.
Wow. Get fucked me. Get fucked me real hard.
I could see your argument, but I don't.
Come on, though. Why not, though? Why would you not? It's not like they're lack of resources. And again, I'm not even talking about where the prequels aren't great because they aren't, but they're better than the sequels. I will give you that 100
Are you
times.
telling me there's nobody in the Star Wars world that can just fucking read minds? Like, why wouldn't that person be in the Senate too?
They can't read minds. They can manipulate. And my whole thing is
I'm talking like a species. There has to be some species
I
somewhere.
think. you might-
but they never
Right.
introduced them, so don't introduce them. It's like force healing. Don't do that. Like, you know what I mean? Don't introduce something that will fuck your world up.
Fucking baby. Yoda.
Force healing has been around for a while, though. It's kind of just taking something.
EU,
from video
EU, stop it.
No,
Stop it. And it's not been around for a while. It was video games, which video games require a healing element for the sake of gameplay.
Yeah, but
Also-
if it's part of the lore.
If I get shot with a gun wound in Last of Us,
Tivis,
me putting
it's
tape on my arm is
Tivis,
not healing.
it's
me.
not part of the lore. We were told all the old shit is not part of any
I
lore.
also do have to always tell people that.
yeah, but
it's like
also said they're going to cherry
you-
pick stuff from the old lore and bring it
Which
in.
makes you all assholes for acting like this. Like, this is one of those things where I got to go, you get to pick or choose. Can you be the people who it's like, okay, so I like the Disney sequels. It's like, okay, you do, but do you agree with them decanonizing shit? And they're like, well, no. It's like, okay, so now what? Now what do we do? Because the problem is people fucking hate you for decanonizing while using
Oh, no.
stuff from that world. It's very brutal.
So there are species with telepathic abilities, and one was a Jedi.
There you go.
Boom. Fair.
Well, I don't have.
Kit
what is it?
Fisto was one.
But they didn't put it in the movies. Again, this is where I always say the movies. Let the movies be airtight,
damn
and
it.
then you add shit after. But do you see what I'm saying? It's not in the movie, so I don't care. I'm not going to play that game. I'm just not going to. Comics and games should add to the lore, not be definitive. Sorry.
You
If
shouldn't
the
need the
mainstream-
game to watch the movie.
Exactly. I agree.
Although
You don't need to
although
game
I
to
will-
realize, oh, he's manipulating the Force to heal a wound.
But also, no, if you went the other way with comic books, that is an unfair discussion because that's still adaptation, which we do have a difference for. What is happening is Star Wars was a world created out of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They had
it was
what they
created out
had.
of desperation, John.
Sure, why not? What I'm saying is you had the same
inability to gain
creator,
access to
then
another
make the
license.
prequels. And people didn't necessarily like the prequels, but they were relatively well received. Toys sold. The sequel trilogy is not selling toys. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. At most, you see cosplayers because I think Kylo Ren and Rey have pretty iconic looking outfits, which I totally agree. My girlfriend did a Rey cosplay. She looks great in it. But it's from the first one where it kind of actually makes sense, where she wore rags to not be fucking sunburned all the time. Kylo Ren looked pretty fucking menacing and cool. And then he took his helmet off in the first fucking film and he looks like a dweeb. And sorry to say that to you, Adam Driver, who's a fucking brilliant actor. You're fucking amazing, but fucking hell, man, you look like a dweeb man person. Why do you remove the menace of the mask to show the person under it instantaneously in the first film?
I thought that was
Why?
the second film.
No.
They
Took
get
it
rid of
off,
the
like,
mask in the
twice.
second film.
No, it's the first film. They break the mask in the second film, but he took it
Okay.
off in the first. He tortured Poe and he tortured
Oh yeah, because he kills his dad with
Stupid.
it off. That's right. Yeah.
Yee.
He wears it again in the third because bad pedaling.
You
Yeah.
fucking hell. So I gotta ask, which one did you hate more? Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker?
Last Jedi.
So you hated Last Jedi more. Okay. Gotta ask
Hey,
why
hey.
then.
I will be. I don't know. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah,
I
okay.
can list all of the points in story, and I have no problem with any of it when I think about it individually. But when I watch that film, it just doesn't click.
Okay, so
Other
how
than
about this?
Broom Kid. Broom Kid annoys me.
Wow, which is actually kind of goes against what you said, where the idea of like anybody with the Force could come from anywhere kind of shit, but that's fine.
No. I said.
Don't
they
worry,
can't
most
come
people
from
who say
anywhere.
that, most people fuck that up. It's fine. What I'm saying is when it comes to Rise of Skywalker, Last Jedi, this is why you can't figure it out. Rise of Skywalker has more, like, it was trying to please people. You could tell it was really trying to
Oh
make
yeah, no,
people
it
happy.
was.
And it was trying to make up for all the things that
fan
people were
service.
mad about, that they were mad about in the last one.
Pure and simple.
But it's
you will
really
not get any
funny.
arguments from me.
But it's really funny because he doubled down and fucked things up more. Like Luke Skywalker catching the fucking lightsaber. It's just as egregious as all the other stuff Ryan did. It's like, oh, fuck. All right, great. What's the
Wait,
point
which-
of being alive?
Which one are you talking about? I thought you
Rise of Skywalker, when fucking Luke Skywalker literally catches the lightsaber when dipshit threw it into the fire.
Oh, okay, yeah, I gotcha.
So now he can hold a lightsaber physically and raise a fucking X-Wing. Why not just go fight? What's the point of being
Also
alive?
forgetting
X-Wing,
Yoda
there's
like
so
called
many
down
problems.
fucking lightning as a ghost.
Yoda
Yeah.
already did that, so
Yeah.
yay, fun.
Like you're more stronger being dead in this world now than anything.
Right? Again, I can't keep not saying it. What's the point of being alive? I don't get it.
It's like
So-
the Jedi become stronger. I think they've already said that too in one of the movies. Like the Jedi are stronger after
original
death,
After death.
but the
Strike me down and I will become more powerful than you'll ever imagine.
Yeah,
Right,
and you know what that
but
was
Sith
meant? It was because you could be fucking forever living
Yeah,
an avatar stating where you could tell the next generation
John.
what to
John,
do
John,
and train them.
Just wait till the next one where
Oh,
like
man.
the Force Ghost can just possess somebody.
Look,
I am.
Tivis, here's an idea.
Yes.
Some really good. If Einstein, right,
Yeah.
couldn't finish his formula and he died,
Yeah.
figured out a way to come back as a ghost and tell you, who's a superb physicist or whatever, he could come back and tell you his teachings. Can't do anything for you. Can't touch shit.
Oh, you
But
mean we're
could
not going
put-
to have a pottery scene?
Can't
But-
touch
but-
this.
But could pass on the knowledge to tell you how to create a black hole or do whatever. You know what I mean? Do the thing that he couldn't do. That is powerful. Knowledge is power. And I think the fact is
He's
when
already doing that with Elon Musk. Come on.
but fucking retarded ass people think power means fighting. And it makes me fucking sad that it's like, I'll become more powerful. It's like, you thought that was lightning. It's like wow, like your brain went to like literal power. It's like, oh my God. Like being alive to teach the other generations your knowledge and never disappear. That is the most powerful thing in the universe, man.
I think they started getting the Sith and the Jedi's things all mixed together anyways.
Oh, it's so poopy.
Because like
It's so poopy.
the Sith they want the power to live forever.
Sure.
And basically you've taken the Jedi the Force Ghosts and made them living forever.
Exactly. And it's bad. And it's
It's like
just
if they can catch something, they can
you missed
fuck.
you missed
So-
you missed the metaphors, you missed the ideals, you missed the mysticism of it. And I just look, man, I don't want to talk about Star Wars for 500 years
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
the original trilogy is solid.
Moving
The prequels they add a lot. The music's great, visuals, sure, why not? But it was neat to see some Obi-Wan stuff, which they don't actually pay off and doesn't make sense.
Duel of Fates would have been a much better movie.
Maybe I read those leaks too, and I don't know. Maybe it's fucking anything. It's kind of like Snyder Cut. I think anything at this point will be better than what we got.
Before
what I
we,
mean?
yeah, well, I'm not the right person to ask about that one, but before we get completely off this topic, I'm just sad that Robot Chicken cannot do Star Wars anymore because Seth Green would have made a bunch of scenes where Luke came back and annoyed the hell out of Kylo as a ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Dude, to hear the
why
story-
isn't Anakin coming in and telling Kylo like, "Hey, you remember that I was a good guy?" Like,
Yeah.
the fuck. The fucking film
Because he
is
can't
retarded.
decide if he's young or old as a dead guy.
Yeah. Trust me, man. Like between this and The Last of Us 2, you and I, Tivis, could have a very fantabulous discussion for a podcast. I'm telling you. It's just a lot of stuff doesn't add up. That's all.
And I can't disagree. So, Mike,
What?
Save us, save us from ourselves.
number 4.
Number 4.
Kick
Man,
ice.
It's hard because I don't want to put my horror ones in here because I feel that's like just cheapening.
Do it. No, I prefer
But
it.
Oh, there's
Go
supposed to be
nuts.
things.
because I
we
have
like,
another
right?
one too, another good franchise.
I put Muppet Christmas Carol on my top 10 films of all time.
look
Do whatever you want.
because
my dude.
I could have used all the horror movie franchises as my top ones for this whole thing, except
Child's
Planet
Play,
of the
though?
Apes.
To be fair, they have a lot of movies that are actually watchable.
I mean, you have Child's Play, you have the original Friday
I already
the 13th
derailed you. Pick your
franchise,
one. Pick your
you
one.
have
Pick your
the
one.
original Nightmare on Elm
Change your
Street
list.
series.
Do you want to pick this one? I would be more than happy to talk about it.
You could
We've
have
got
the other
somebody
one
who
as an
hates the
honorable
new one.
mention.
I was gonna
Here,
say.
I'll use those as honorable mentions just to drop them. But
Go.
I would go with Mad Max, the Mad Max franchise.
Oh, really?
Oh.
I'm a big post-apocalyptic fan,
Yeah.
so it works. The best
Can I
one
make
to
the
me
argument? I
is-
think they used it well,
they decently.
and they nailed.
Um,
and I would say they created the genre, quote unquote.
You could say that.
Maybe
Like
maybe?
that style of the post-apocalyptic.
Yeah,
like the
I'll back
desert
off because
style
I was
shit.
thinking like Waterworld, Book of Eli,
Waterworld
'cause
was
we
a
talked
whole
about Book of
different
Eli.
thing where they never touched water planets ever again.
But you know what I mean? It's the idea of like you remove something from the world and now
Ah,
it's
damn it.
dystopia.
Right.
I muted myself. I love that Waterworld, by the way.
Me too.
I think you brought it up. I haven't
Yeah.
watched it. I'll rewatch it to tell you.
I think
but,
Waterworld's my favorite post-apocalyptic film.
mine might
across
be
the
Book
board.
of mine might be Book of Eli. But
Yeah.
I would like I like the idea of Mad Max being kind of like the poster child for it, and that's what we got from it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not a bad idea.
To me, out of all of the Mad Max films, I think Thunderdome would be my favorite though. It's the most the most fun. So it has to be you know? Have you seen all the films, Tivis?
I've seen the second one, not
So
the
you had-
original, where
Okay.
they were in Australia,
Right.
post-apocalyptic before the buildings disappeared.
Okay. So you had Mad Max, you had Road Warrior, Mad Max 2, and Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah.
And then the Mad Max Fury Road, which just recently came out with what was that dude's name?
I'm drawing a blank too.
He played Venom, right? I think so.
It's not helping me.
I don't remember his name.
Give me a second. Well, you can keep going. I was just looking. Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy, yeah. Tom Hardy played in Fury Road. Fury Road was beautiful. I will say Fury Road is like one of the most beautiful post-apocalyptic movies I've ever seen. Like cinematic, like visually, I should say.
Well, the colorist should have
Oh yeah,
fucking had his ass slapped constantly. It was so good. Like
yeah.
I never actually saw the film, but I watched a bunch of the action sequences on YouTube and stuff.
Mhm. It's
Man,
one of the least
It's
dialogue
crazy.
film that's not a silent film. That makes
Sure.
sense. That I've seen in the recent years, anyways.
which fucking gimme. I again, it's one of the things I
Right.
praised the first Predator for. Like, you don't even get dialogue for like the first 10 minutes of the film. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's fucking amazing. Because you don't think about it. You just
Right.
get to watch it, and it feels more accessible to
Mhm.
anyone. It's like, it's something I always talk about. It's like I give Korean films this all the time. They are very, very good at shoving dialogue to the back front,
Right.
while just really just showing stuff off, eerie music. Usually when I do Korean stuff,
Yeah.
it tends to be horror films, because I think Korean horror films are like the best.
Yeah, I don't want to get too derailed, but I think Train to Busan did it like one of the best with
I agree.
like the least amount of dialogue while showing a really good story.
Yeah.
I know.
Well,
the
and also
sequel's coming
inside
out.
of a genre that is like oversaturated, and
Yeah.
you fucking did something different.
Yeah.
Well, it felt accessible in the same, but you did something different. It was so weird.
Right.
It was weird to watch. It was so good. I
Yeah.
fucking hell. Like, yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good. But no, for the Mad Max franchise, it's just like I love
I
it.
can see
Like
that.
the first two were not like the best things I ever saw, of course, but they go into the franchise, and they're pretty
peak
good.
genre,
They help
though.
set up what you get in Thunderdome for sure with the character.
Yeah.
With Mel Gibson's character. I love fucking Thunderdome. It's
Well,
always
I
been
gotta
my
make the argument,
favorite
like
one.
you said, like post-apocalyptic stuff. It's like, I mean, that's in the conversation no matter
Yeah.
what.
Right.
Like I think they're peak dystopia, and yeah, it's hard not to use them as a basis. I think you're 100% right.
Yeah, it's definitely
Regardless
good.
of whether you think about the films, I think their world building is solid, like super.
Oh
solid.
yeah.
And the acting, come
And
on now.
each film actually like gives more to the world as it goes along, which
Like I
it should
said,
do.
World building is good shit.
Yeah.
People don't value that shit anymore. They'd rather just kill off established characters and rather than let them be cogs in the machine.
Right.
It's fucking
right.
terrible. It's because they know the new characters they write are shit.
If you ever watch Fury Road, just look out for the farming scene.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
I can't figure out what to do with Han Solo, so I'll just regress him to a fucking smuggler again and kill him all. Awesome. Like, are we gonna do that to Mad Max? Like,
there's a farming scene in Fury Road, and it's a breast farming thing. They just have all these girls hooked up to these pumps. They're just pumping out milk. Like you would a freaking cow. But it's post-apocalyptic. I'm like, this would totally be something.
Why not?
I told Nikki after we watched that, I was like, I want to be the person who owns the breast farm.
But I feel like shit. But I mean, imagine if
that's gonna come up, don't you?
No,
right? I know.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Here, I'll try and make it a little bit. I'll try and make it a little bit better. Two things. One, if you're trying to bring back the human race, let's have babies and we need to feed the babies. Second, it actually reminded me of this random ass movie with Ethan Hawke. I think it's called Daybreak or something.
Daybreakers?
It was some it's a vampire one where they're like harvesting humans for blood and they're running out of it and they can't figure it out. And I go,
because that came out around the time when Legion came out.
Yes,
with Paul Bettany.
Yes, I do, and I wanted to like that. It's watchable. I don't like it, but it's watchable.
Anyways, get to your point.
Anyways, guys,
save me from my political run in 20 years.
No, it makes sense. The idea, like in a post-apocalyptic world, I could see you trying to do something like that because,
not only that, like breast milk, not only just for babies, but it would also help your immune system, help
just malnutritioned people.
Right.
In the time.
It would do so because you're not. Where the fuck did you ever see a cow?
It sounds really
in the Mad Max world.
But you also have to realize that these are people who are like fucking carving people up and also making them fight for entertainment.
No, these are totally the bad guys in the movie.
Yeah, so. It's like don't get that shit twisted. And also at the same time, it is practical. So it sucks, but it's practical.
Yeah.
It's like you don't like slaughtering animals, but guess what? It's
because let's face it, in a post-apocalyptic world set in the time of like a Mad Max theme, everything is going to go back to misogyny and all that bullshit. And
you're going to go back to primitive.
Purely, 100%.
Done.
Easy. Now that my political career is gone.
People don't value men until we're broken down to our brass tacks. Like, that's how.
When we don't have to make money and we just have to kill people.
Can you kill something for me? It's like, fuck. It's like, no, I'm kind of a pussy. Oh, man.
Okay. That was my 4 as Mad Max franchise. So I would like to see what they do next. I don't know who owns that.
Disney.
I don't believe Disney. Oh, that wasn't a Fox
Disney.
franchise. No,
Disney owns everything.
That is I don't know.
I would prefer porn, Mad Max furry porn.
Mad Max is Australian post-apocalyptic action franchise created by George Miller.
I like it.
It's just an Australian post-apocalyptic action.
You're post-apocalyptic. Fuck you. What? What'd you call me?
Oh wait, this is the comic, isn't it? No, this is the movies. No, this is the movies. Okay, yeah. I don't think any major studio owns it.
Are we almost done, Michael? What's happening?
What's your
Okay.
honorary mention before we
Number
move?
4. Number 4. For you, Tivis. Hurry up.
Oh, okay.
He tells you to hurry up.
Shit. I'll just make it a quick one. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Wow. Which one did you bow out of?
None of
Be
them.
completely honest. Which one did you look at and go, meh?
I still have 5.
You're a fucking piece of shit.
My least favorite is the third, by far.
That's World. No, World's End's
Um,
4, right?
There's 5.
Which one's World's End?
World's End is
the third one?
yeah, that's the third.
That's your least favorite.
Yeah.
That's what. Oh, because that's when Keira Knightley becomes like the queen of the pirates, and oh, you hate women.
Oh, you don't like a strong female character?
Yeah,
Fuck
he
you,
doesn't.
Tivis.
He
Come
doesn't like
on.
women.
No, I
Got
just
it.
don't understand.
No,
why
I
the
got it.
Calypso
No, it totally
subplot
makes
was in
sense.
that
You don't like
film at
women.
all.
No, you don't like women.
It's like, what a waste of screen time. Oh, we're gonna have this witch doctor.
Oh my
some-
god,
some
you're gonna have
giant.
a woman on screen? What a fucking waste of time.
That's what I got from that, Tivis.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, like real talk though. I
Aren't
think
they bringing them back for like another?
They're
fucking-
rebooting it to get rid of
Oh.
Johnny Depp.
yeah, we'll see.
Why? He didn't shit on himself or his bed or whatever.
On his own.
Well, that was back when everyone was assuming he did, and then it turns out,
Oh, don't worry.
majority of us were
Well, that's
wrong.
what happens
Don't
when
worry,
Disney
the franchise-
assumes.
Don't worry. The franchise shit the bed way before that happened.
I
I'm
think
sure-
4 and 5 made up for that dreadful third.
Wow, I'll maybe give you 5.
What is-
I actually watched 5 and
What's the-
and watched. I think if you went 1, 2, 5, I think it's watchable. Holy fuck, man! 1 is fantastic. 2 is good. Oh my god, the other ones are nonsense. And then the 5th one comes in with trying to retie the original story, and you're like, I kind of get it. And you're
Which
like,
one was the 5th one? I don't remember the 4th and 5th. from
don't
their
worry,
stories.
nobody remembers
The
any of these.
fourth
I know-
one was
films.
on Stranger Tides, where they're looking for the Fountain of Youth,
That's the
and
one with
Blackbeard.
the
and shit,
mermaids and shit.
right? Okay.
and
Yeah.
then Dead Men Tell No Tales is it deals with the curses of the ocean, like all of them,
I don't
and
remember
the
that
source
one.
of them.
It's awful. It's just not good.
What?
They're not good.
How did
And
that
then
one
they-
end?
It ended on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, why? After 5, why?
I don't
Just
think
end
I
it.
remember that one. What is
I
this
really
one?
liked it.
Oh
Michael,
yeah,
please.
because that's when the one
Michael?
who came back from the first. film.
Michael,
Yeah, they brought back the original.
Yeah. yeah.
Michael,
What?
hit the button.
Oh, you didn't have to. I said it.
Hit the
Yeah,
button.
he said it. No, because then I have to add it in later.
No, I want it. Hit the button. Do it for me.
No.
Hit the other button.
What? Close enough. I'll take it. I don't know. I mean, I honestly, I do not think that's a bad franchise choice. I think it's a strong franchise choice.
Mhm.
If there's anything you could make a franchise of, which they already actually did, I would say this is a great one. I personally only like 1 and 2. I watched 5. It's watchable. I don't like the cartooning, overtly cartooning, and not necessarily him being a part of the story stuff that they do with Jack. He's just kind of there to be the bumbling idiot, which is entertaining, sure. I would prefer he has a little more impact on the story, but none of these films seem to do that. You could make the argument with the what is it, Benicio del Toro? Is he the bad guy in the 4th or 5th one?
The who plays the beard
He's
guy?
like, he looked like a sparrow while he stood upon the crow's nest. And I'm like, I don't. Wow, so that's how he got his name. Cool. It's like how Solo got his name.
Yeah.
Yay, that was awesome. Thank you, film. We so didn't need that. It was fucking lame.
Mm.
Again, it was one of those things where I just felt like, man, they really wanted Jack Sparrow to be the protagonist of this franchise while making him completely reactionary to everything going on. It's really lame. Like, go back and watch the first film. He doesn't have anything to do with the plot except just showing up and helping people out and being the kind of person that just other people are chasing after. You know what I mean? He's kind of the MacGuffin almost.
Yeah.
It's like people are chasing him and everybody else has to deal with his bullshit while he's not actually pushing the story forward. It's really interesting.
I can agree. Jack, he's really just a character who's there along for the ride.
But he's our favorite guy. It's a lot of fun. He's like Bartok or Batty from Ferngully. He's like, my name is Batty. I'm zany and fun. Like, okay, cool.
And I really like the kind of turn of character they started to do in the fifth one, where he's getting bored with it, being a pirate. He's like, I don't like what else.
And I don't like that at all. I like the idea of this guy that's who he is. It's who he's always been. It's who he always will be. And trying to take that away from him, I think it kills your character. It's like, man, he is a fucking cartoon. He is a one-dimensional character. And I'm like, can he just, or actually I'd make the argument maybe a two-dimensional. He will change coats based on what he needs to get done. And at some point at the end, he's just like, I'm good. I don't want to do any of this anymore. It's like, wow, okay. That doesn't seem like you at all. And people go, well, you changed. I go, yeah, in this film. Like, versus, like, you don't get pieces of that in anything else. He seems to love what he does unabashedly. And that's what made him fun. He was the guy who did. Jack Sparrow showed up. He was going to be Jack Sparrow. And you're like, oof. Oh, he doesn't even like being his own character. Ooh. Thank you for that, film. Go fuck yourself. How about that? Again, I like the franchise. I know it's really hard to say when I say those things. I think Black Pearl is a fucking perfect film. Yeah. I love Black Pearl. I think the first one is so fucking good. I think the second one is fun, but overdoes the indulgence. But it's totally watchable to me, and I think Davy Jones is kind of neato. But I don't know why we needed to make him a Squidman. I thought that was strange. I didn't understand why we needed to make the baddies weird CGI baddies. People, the first ones were skeletons. I'm like, well, they had a point. They had a point to that, though. Like, they had a point.
If you notice, all the crew became back human after he died, so I guess it was just he wanted them all to look fish.
Right? I'm sorry. Like, I just feel like the second one was just kind of retarded for the sake of it. Like, for the sake of aesthetic. But I didn't hate the story. I thought the story was pretty cool. I just thought a lot of the aesthetic reasoning was really dumb. After that, 3 and 4 lost their minds. I love the mermaid shit. I thought that was cool.
Oh, and Blackbeard is so good.
Blackbeard's pretty cool, but he was too aggressively evil for me. I wish they would have done a little bit more with that, especially with the ending. The ending choice.
Ian McShane.
Oh, Ian McShane's awesome. I thought he was better as the tiger or whatever from Kung Fu Panda. I thought he was way cooler as that character. That's just me. Kung Fu Panda's a good franchise. Anyway, Pirates of the Caribbean's a smart choice. A lot to do with that. A lot of accessories, a lot of merchandise. Lots of stories. You could do a lot of stuff. It's just hard not to do a story without Jack Sparrow. But, I mean, you could. Yeah.
And I know they want to make a new main character, but they added a prominent female pirate to their ride. Why are they not just making that in real life instead of coming up with a new one?
How about not make it at all? I'm just going to go with that. Wait 10 years. And people
I
would
would like a
actually
sequel
care.
still. Who knows
If
if
you're
that'll
not,
happen?
you really think it's going to be fun without Jack? This is hard.
It could be.
At that point, just make a new pirate film.
Don't. It's not going to be good.
Yeah.
Make it Pirates of the Bahamas.
Mostly, here's why it won't do well, anyways. At least for the critics, because the critics are going to criticize the company for taking sides and.
You mean
being
critics
really
are going to
bad.
criticize something? I would
Oh, the
never
critics
guess.
haven't liked these films in a
Maybe.
long time anyway.
Maybe the critics will. It depends if they
I don't know.
want
They
their-
liked Batwoman better than Joker.
which doesn't make sense because the Batwoman show wasn't even over.
Rise of Skywalker was 86%. I don't know.
Yeah.
Critics are pretty
That one
nice.
confuses me.
From what I've heard, critics are pretty nice.
Oh.
All right, well, there's my 4.
Okay. All right. I have a couple honorable mentions, then we won't dive into them
Yeah.
unless you guys want to. One is Die Hard.
Classic. I didn't
Uh,
like 2, but I loved Vengeance.
Yeah.
And I actually enjoyed 4. I wish it had been rated R, but I actually enjoyed 4.
4. Which one was 4 with his son?
Justin Long.
Okay, yeah, it was 4.
Maggie Q and Timothy Oliphant.
And
was the
Kevin
bad man.
Smith. Which brings to me my next honorable mention.
He was
View
the
Askew
what you
verse.
call it? He was the war something. I almost said
Warlord.
Warlock. No.
I don't
Fuck.
remember.
Warlock.
Yeah.
That was it.
Well, View Askew is my other honorable mention. The View Askew universe as a whole, from Clerks to fucking, I guess, reboot now.
It's hard
Yeah,
to
that's
argue
on mine.
that's a franchise. That's hard to argue. Honestly,
like the
that should be
MCU.
on my list. I
It's like
actually
the
agree with you.
MCU. Yeah.
I agree with you. Yeah, I like it.
Even down to the Clerks TV show, like cartoon show.
Fuck the reboot. The reboot sucks dicks. So many dicks. It's awful.
Indiana Jones. Because
Yeah.
Ooh.
why not?
Yes, but fucking 4. And Young Indiana Jones TV show sucks, dude, by the way. Just throwing that out there. Hannah made
Potter.
me watch it and I hated it.
Harry Potter's another one I got to toss out there.
That's another one on mine.
I'm fine with it, but even like
Yeah.
hardcore fans are like the movies are kind of all right.
But I
Like,
didn't read the book, so I don't give a shit about
Yeah.
the book viewers.
book viewers.
There's-
Got it.
Yeah, there's a lot they didn't
Yeah.
translate, but
Harry Potter
well,
has a
good.
cool world. Harry Potter has a cool world, but their story is extremely inconsistent and lame. The story sucks. Like I really hate their story.
I guess. If you
I
think
would
so.
argue that Harry Potter is essentially a Mary Sue, except for the fact that people kind of hate him, but don't seem to do anything about it other than hating him.
Agree to disagree on that one.
I'm 50-50. I wouldn't actually call him one because he goes through a bunch of bullshit, but the fact that he actually dies and comes back, that's hard to argue.
'Cause he's
And
OP,
everybody
bro.
knows him.
Yeah.
It's and they introduced time travel, which again, if you're doing that, your story writer doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
That's like a small little point. Okay.
No,
Anyways.
fuck right.
No, okay.
Off.
There's a difference between introducing time travel with rules applied, and that's
Yeah.
what this one did.
She used time travel to get to class faster. It's the most powerful thing you can ever implement into a story.
And they
You
do go
knock-
into how they had to petition the government to even allow this.
I don't care. It's part of the world. It's something that Hermione can just do. You have created something and you're using it in a fucking basic ass way. You've lost your mind. If you are a fan of Doctor Who or anything time travel,
Mhm.
I will even say Bill and Ted. You have lost your fucking
There's another one I was going to mention,
mind.
Bill and Ted, because those movies are dope.
I've actually heard very good things. I wish I'd go back and rewatch those. I
Yeah.
only saw the first 2.
got time
Well, there's
before
only
that?
2. There is only 2 right now.
Yeah, I think
No,
there's
wait.
a TV show.
There's a cartoon, but
That was
there's
what I
only
was
2
thinking.
movies. Yeah. Bill and Ted was on there. Born.
I was
Born.
for some reason I was thinking the third one was already released.
No, not yet. They're gonna
Okay.
release it on VOD soon, though.
No, I thought the third one was VOD'd already. Okay.
The Bourne series, the Bourne franchise. It's pretty cool spy
Yeah.
shit.
Did that TV show come out yet?
First one was
No.
fine.
I don't believe
Yeah.
so.
First one was fine. I didn't like what they did with the second, and replacing Jason Bourne. Come on, what do you?
That
Hawkeye.
wasn't until
right?
way down later, and then they brought him back because it's a
Yeah, because it
program.
didn't work and it was retarded.
And they
It was so
actually-
stupid.
But they didn't replace him. It was just
They
a different
replaced him.
character.
They replaced him.
And then they brought Bourne back because Matt Damon's got to get that.
Poor
cheddar.
Jeremy Renner cannot be the replacement for people. They tried to do that shit with fucking Mission Impossible, which Mission Impossible should be on that list.
Mission Impossible.
Which I might actually put that on my list, even though I actually don't care. But I saw Fallout, and it's so fucking good. It made me want to go back and watch all the other ones.
Is that the one with Superman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where he reloads his
Yeah.
fucking biceps in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Fucking great scene.
Batman.
Only Henry Cavill could fucking do it. Henry Cavill, it might be the sexiest man on the planet, by the way. After watching him build a PC, my boner is like
Okay. John.
my boner is to the sky
All right.
constantly.
All right. Come on, bro.
What else you
Go.
got?
Batman. Batman's on there too. Bam. We all like the Batmans.
Let's just
The
say
Batmans.
Batman. I
Yeah,
like
that's
Batman.
what I just said. I just said Batman.
All the Batmans. Let's take them.
And
The Batman.
the Ocean's 11,
Dark
movies.
Knight Rises is shit though. Dark Knight Rises is poopy pants.
the Ocean movies, except for the new one. 'Cause
No.
I didn't like
I've
the
only
new
seen
one.
No.
Yes, Ocean's
No.
11, 12, and 13.
No. 12.
Fuck
No.
you. Yes.
No.
What about
Yes.
8?
No.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, where's Ocean's 8, you cunt?
I don't like that one. I didn't like that one as
Well,
much.
you're a piece of shit. How about that?
And they didn't
Dark
tie it
Knight
in
Rises
as much as they should
Dark
have.
Knight Rises sucks. It's
Okay, we're not
awful.
talking about that. We're talking
You
about
brought up
Oceans.
Batman. Go fucking eat a butt.
Next one.
Shut up, Tivis.
And then everything else is just horror movies. Saw. I love the Saw franchise. Not for the gore, but for the actual story they have built around the gore. You
I'm
have
gonna
to watch
give you
it.
some of that. Also, if you're gonna put Final Destination down, or no, I was gonna say Final Destination should be part of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say Final Destination.
Halloween Town should be part of that. Then
Ooh.
you're just picking shit. You're gay.
No. Child's
Making a
Play
joke,
besides
Tivis.
the
Don't
remake.
fucking ooh me.
I like Halloween Town.
You fucking piece of shit.
Aren't there like 3 or 4 of those?
Spy
ones?
Kids.
No.
4.
They made 4
We're not
Spy
just
Kids.
naming a bunch of
I thought that was
franchises,
just
John.
3.
Desperado.
Okay. And mute John. Awesome. All right, so then freaking Child's Play besides the remake, Nightmare on Elm Street besides their remake, and all the Jason movies, Friday the 13th movies, including Jason X. It's funny. It's a shit show, but it's funny. There. Okay. Moving on. Tivis, you said you had some honorables.
Oh yeah, if you want me
real
to
quick.
finish. All right, real quick. Let's just
We
go down
broke
the list.
John.
X-Men, Toy Story, 28
Yes.
Days Later,
Ooh.
Beethoven. What do you
Tremors.
think?
No, fuck off. What do you think about Toy Story 4?
I liked it.
You
It's
fucking
not as
piece of
And
shit.
that was not my
You
soundbite.
fucking piece of shit. God damn it, Tivis.
yeah. My wife and I enjoyed it.
No,
it's not as
Toy-
good as the
Toy-
third one, but
Fuck no. I was gonna give you all the other ones. Toy Story 4, absolutely not.
let's
It
see,
makes
what did I
Woody
say?
be a piece of shit.
Tremors,
It makes Buzz Lightyear look
Tremors
like
is
an
good. I
idiot.
should put that on my list.
I'm fine with Tremors.
Night of the Living Dead.
Which version?
Meh. I think
guess the whole
rebooted
thing,
too
right?
much. I don't know.
Or do you
Some
like?
of them don't. They
well,
they
do-
steal the name, but they're not part of
No,
it.
we are not
Right.
leaving
They're
this.
6 official.
We are
Okay,
not
I would
leaving this
say-
chat without a Toy
no.
Story
Hold on.
4
We'll
discussion.
go back to that.
Okay.
Now, for Night of the Living Dead, are you talking like Return of the Living Dead type shit, or like Dawn of the Dead? Because there's tons of Night of the Living Dead movies. Because well,
Yeah, there
they
are,
fucked
but
up
I'm-
their rights and
I'm
stuff.
not, I'm trying to. Let's see. The last one on my list is the
That's it,
Air Buddies Santa Paws
Okay,
because why not?
right. Okay.
I laughed so
Also,
hard.
I will give you Beethoven
That's
for like the first
amazing.
2, but not the other Beethovens. I didn't see any of those, so I don't
Fuck.
know.
You didn't see the other 6?
No,
God damn.
no.
Air Bud and their pups.
But
Air buddy
Is Dawn of the Dead's not based in the same franchise as Night of the Living Dead, right?
I
It's
believe.
technically a reboot. Who cares?
No,
Yeah,
because there was
it
a Dawn
goes-
of the Dead movie originally. It was the same.
They're using the
fucking
Yeah,
same
it's a
name.
sequel from
Shut
the
up.
70
You can't bring up RoboCop.
What are you talking
No,
about?
you brought up
Same name.
reboots for RoboCop
Okay,
and
no.
Planet of the Apes. Don't be a fucking
The first
mom.
Dawn of the Dead
Oh, fuck off.
is exactly like the fucking remake of Dawn of the Dead. That's why they go to the
I said
mall.
it's a reboot. It's a redo.
Yeah,
What was
but you're
RoboCop?
like that's you're like all they did was use the same name. No, they use the same fucking story.
That's
too.
not what I said. I thought you were giving him shit for that.
No,
Oh, okay. I missed that out.
I was
like, you can't.
asking.
I was gonna say you can't do that with RoboCop and shit, and then give
No.
him shit about that. Okay.
No,
No, I thought you were giving him shit for that. I was like, don't do that.
No,
I
because
defended you, Tivis, for no
I wanted
reason.
to jump on that real quick because the remake of Dawn of the Dead was by Zack Snyder.
Ugh,
Yeah.
Don't come
yeah.
Um,
No.
Movie
and
was
then they
fine.
did.
It was fine.
Then they did that one with John Leguizamo.
Oh, Island of the Dead.
I have it in front of me. if you
War
want.
of the Dead.
I think it was
or some shit
Island
like
of
that.
the. No, I think it's Island of the Dead.
No. The one with John Leguizamo
Yes.
was shit.
Island or
And
book? No, it's a book.
Land of the Dead. Is that it? No.
Land of the Dead is the one with the smart zombies, which I freaking love.
Don't worry,
What
Tivis.
is-
I'm just going to assume you liked it.
It's so they get so bad. Like the main antagonist zombie is a gas station worker, and for some reason, all the zombies are getting back to doing their daily routines before they became infected. And he's there. Some zombie steps over the line, makes the bell ding. He comes out to fill gas into a car. There's no car, and then the people come, kill a bunch of them, and he's just like, "The fuck, let's go get them."
Yeah, that's
And
the
that-
one with John Leguizamo. That's where they swim through the water or walk.
Yeah,
through the
yeah,
water.
yeah.
yeah. That I think that's supposed to be in the same world as Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah,
and
it is.
now Zack Snyder has a new one coming out on Netflix, War of the Dead or some shit like that. I
It's not on
forget
this
which it
list.
is.
They got Road of the Dead
Army
and
of the
Rise of the
Dead.
Living Dead.
Army of the Dead with Dave Bautista in it. Is coming
Oh,
out. It's gonna be
okay.
on Netflix, I believe. And it's done by Zack Snyder again. So I'm guessing it's an addition onto his franchise. Anyways,
The official Living Dead series goes Night, Dawn from 78, Day from 85,
Mm-hmm.
Land from 05, Diary of 07, and ending with Survival of 09, with 2 possible ones being added.
that's the actual system.
Yeah, yeah.
Right there. Because there's tons.
there's
of-
tons.
There's or the Return of the Living Dead, I think is what it is. Is where they like Return of the Living Dead rave to the grave or some bullshit.
God, you're
And
going
that
Leprechaun
one they
with it, huh?
literally have a rave, and
Oh.
yeah.
There's another one, Leprechaun. Leprechaun in the Hood.
What was that, John?
I fucking hate all of you. I fucking hate everyone.
All of us. All of us. Oh no.
All right, well, that's my list.
Okay. I liked it.
Just my soul. Ah!
Okay. I think that's it.
Honorable
calling it.
mention.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Last of Us 1 is awesome.
Oh, all
That's
right.
just-
here
That's
we go.
not a film franchise. I don't care how much it's like a fucking film.
God, they should make that a fucking HBO show. Though.
They're going
making
to,
it
and it's
into
gonna
a
suck.
Netflix show.
And they're gonna ruin it. They're gonna ruin it. Ugh. Ugh.
I still say go for it.
Shut up,
Do
Tibbet.
it.
No, we need to have you and I need to have Michael, give us the platform, sir. I want to talk about this fucking franchise because Michael, do your due diligence, my dude, and like at least check them out because I've been watching gameplay. Holy fuck. Like, don't get me wrong, gameplay from the first one is not fucking great at all. Holy shit, the second one is fucking abysmal. But I want to talk to people about the narrative, and I want to talk to people about the actual gameplay, because I watched two people play through both games. Oh my God, I have things. I have so many things. I have so many things to say.
Okay.
And Tivis knows what I'm talking about. I need you to know. I need you to know, and I just want to talk about it. I need to talk about it. It fucking...
Okay.
No, last thing, because this is a good example. I don't shut the fuck up.
Duh.
I watched something happen in the second game in Last of Us 2. I literally was so angry that I sat in my house dead ass silent for 45 minutes. I didn't utter a sound. I was so fucking angry. It was infuriating. And then I spent hours telling my screen to go fuck itself. I haven't been so angry since probably rewatching The Last Jedi. I saw it in theaters and I was shell shocked, and then I rewatched it and I go, I've never been so angry in my life. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
John seems lonely.
I'm a very lonely man.
And with that, thank you, Tivis.
I just want to talk to people.
Thank you, Tivis, for dealing with us for, oh my God, it's 4 hours. Shit.
You need to turn off the Mr. Feeney fucking avatar. Why is John Cena in there with Kevin Hart?
As this was going to be the James Gunn remake. John Cena as Myke and Kevin Hart as Kit.
Okay. Anyways, guys.
That'd be awful. Why would you make the black character the black car? That's racist. Make John Cena the voice.
No. You can't see
him.
him.
You don't know if he's there or the car because you can't see him.
Okay. And a quote for the day, guys. From Planet of the Apes, 1968. George Taylor, played by Charlton Heston.
Never heard of him.
Imagine me needing someone back on Earth I never did. Oh, there were women, lots of love making, but no love. You see, that was the kind of world we'd made. So I left it because there was no one to hold me there.
Shout out to Playboy. Later, nerds.
You just finished another great episode of Operation Babble. You can catch every episode of Operation Babble on all your audio streaming services, including SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, and more. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Operation Babble, and join the conversation today by searching for the Operation Babble group on Facebook. Links also in the description. Don't forget to find Myke on all social platforms, including YouTube, by searching Myke Shrews, MYKESHREWS. You can find John on Instagram and YouTube via Bald Man Bad. Thanks and have a great day.